Yo, what up, fools? What is going down? Most underrated podcast. Back in the building. Dalpo Antonio, the homie Jalal. Hopefully Jalal's setup is better. He looks like, oh, look at, he's got the same mic we do this week. I didn't even notice that in the pregame. Oh, shit. Hopefully he's going to be sounding better this week.
I got a little hookup, so I'm working
his game up.
I'm working on some things, so I had to up my mic quality here.
Wow, that is good. I like that. I like that. What up, Dal?
Yo, we in the cut, kind of.
How you? You were. Let's just start the show off. You were telling me today was. You're telling me kind of today was. I guess a little bit difficult. Welcome to everyone in the chat too, fellas. Thank you to everyone that's in the chat. We'll get to y'all in a second. But you were telling me you're struggling a little bit today. Not like necessarily anxiety wise or anything like that. Just like with the whole maybe quarantine or. It's kind of everything's just kind of getting to you.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was one of those things where I was just a little bit on edge. I kind of woke up, obviously allergies. I know you're kind of dealing with the same shit right now, but allergy season, are you going to die? Do you have allergies? Is it COVID? Is it, are you losing your mind? Are you making shit up? Like all these different things. Plus you're taking vitamins. You know, I think most people are. I'm taking my vitamin C. I'm taking my zinc. I'm trying to, just keep my immune system as strong as it can. Also, I think it's called elderberry. It's a great immune booster as well. All these things aren't going to keep you from getting COVID necessarily, but to keep your immune system strong and healthy as best as you can is not a bad thing. So I'm taking everything under the sun here, but I think today I reached a point where, and I think we're all going to do that, every once in a while, where it's just like nothing made sense. I was kind of beating myself up, being my own worst enemy. I'm getting a lot of things here at the house accomplished, a lot of things for Robin and I, helping out, doing things that I'm not really here to do when I was at the studio and T-Mobile. I'm unloading groceries. I'm loading groceries. I'm putting shit away in cabinets. Like these things I just haven't really done a lot of, shit, man. I've got so much clean clothes right now. I've got shoes organized better than I ever have. But today I just reached a point where I was like, man, this fucking sucks. Like I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of feeling boxed in. Like, Smashing Pumpkins said it best. I feel like a rat in a cage. And today was one of those days. Everything annoyed me. If Robin said one thing, whether it was nice, whether it's mean, where she was asking me something, I was really short. And I had to apologize to her for that, and I'll apologize again if she's listening. But
does that bleed into the cast today? Does that like pull? So when you're in that mode, is that like, are you like, so you're saying everything's annoying you? Are you like annoyed that you have the cast coming up and it's like hanging over you all day? Like, damn, I still have to do it. Or is it like a release? You're like, oh, at least I get to do the cast later. How do you feel about that? Like, honestly,
I was annoyed actually, when
that you had the cast.
Yeah. I was like, man, I don't want to fucking be on the mic. As we talked about kind of things changing with the cast on Monday, and just kind of having that cloud hanging over our head, like change is inevitable. It's just what it is. And whether we do the same amount of episodes from today or not, we just have to trust that we're all making the right decision. But there was a little bit in me that said, you know what, fuck the cast. I don't even care. I don't even care to do it today. I'm annoyed. We had a hard conversation on Monday. It wasn't really hard. It was a real conversation. And, when the reality strikes and says, you know what, things may never be quite the same. Social distancing's probably not going to end, this year. It's just heavy. And I was just frustrated, and I don't want to deal with anybody's shit. I don't want to hear anybody's shit. I don't want to help anybody's shit. I just want to kind of crawl into my own hole and be my worst enemy. And then tomorrow I'll wake up and it'll be a different day. That's where I'm at.
I saw it. He retracted it. My man, John King. He said, I thought Cap didn't have it anymore. I don't know if you guys saw, there was a fake Sports Center account that tweeted out a Colin Kaepernick signed to the Jets, and it got everybody. It didn't get your boy, but it got everybody.
It didn't get me because I looked right next to Sports Center and to see, what that tag name was. And I was like, oh, fuck this. Nope. You're not getting over on this guy.
So yeah, it was a fake. It was a fake account, bro.
He
doesn't have it. It looked great. Yeah, it was a great tweet.
Great image, great tweet.
Yep. But unfortunately, false.
So
What
to
about
get
you,
back to kind of-
franchise?
yeah, to get back to what I was talking about, franchise, what are you guys feeling? You know, like, are you guys having more better days than shitty days? Or, you know, am I wrong to be annoyed as fuck and wanting to move on and, you know, get life going back? And I know that's unfair because of, you know, all the places that are having so many issues, but, you know, where are you guys at?
Yeah, similar. I mean, at the same time, I'm kind of just more focused. I guess no, I'm not similar. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. My focus is different. I'm more focused on getting the job because I will be out. I will be grinding. I will be hustling because I've made that decision that that's what I'm going to do with the next few months or the rest of this year or whatever, is just try to stack. And the, you know, the possibility of not doing the show, or the possibility of the show changing, or us doing once a week, or not doing it at all, or doing something else, you know, coming back in 2021, there's been a lot of different things that I've thought about, like, what really should we do? Should we just kill this and then come back when everything's back to normal and flow is back to normal, you know, and I can just use the rest of this year, like I said, to really build up money? Or should I continue to try to do this once a week and while working the job and trying to get OT or whatever? I don't know. I go back and forth. That's where my head is at with everything. That's constantly what I'm thinking about all day, every day. It's not really much about the quarantine, the virus, being trapped in the crib, anything else. It's moves in my head, looking for jobs on the internet. What am I going to do here? Watching Ozark, knock out an episode here and there. You know what I mean? Like, we just knocked out one before we got on today, me and my girl. So I'm just trying to mix it up, do things like that. Yeah. That's where I'm at currently. How about you, Jalal?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of that. I think I've been so, like, keeping myself so busy that I just don't really think about it too much. I, like, early on when this started, I just kind of got into a daily routine, you know, go out for a walk, get some sun, you know, work out, whatever I got to do to just keep some type of normalcy. But there's definitely times where, like, I think you wake up for a second and you forget that everything's happening, and then it kind of comes back and you're like, oh shit, we're still dealing with this crap. Like, can't go anywhere, can't do anything. So there's definitely been times where that creeps in, but, you know, I'm just trying to stay busy. But, you know, like we were talking about before, there's only so much you can do to, you know, distract yourself before you're kind of like faced with this thought of like, man, this sucks. Like, it does suck regardless. But so there's been a little bit of that.
Well, check this out. So Robin, who obviously self-help, she's really good at a lot of that stuff. She meditates, she yogis and all that crazy stuff, which is awesome for her. And it really gives her kind of this concrete foundation of sorts, right? And I say that loosely because of obviously what we're dealing with, but, you know, from a, you know, mindset and a self-help perspective, she's great. So she got me this. And what this is it says, okay, fine, I'm grateful. And it's a gratitude book. So it's like a gratitude journal. So within there, as you'll see on mine, just blank spaces all day. So what you're supposed to do with this, obviously, the point is to, you know, just jot down a few things that you're, you know, grateful for and that you have gratitude for, you know, before your day starts, and maybe kind of revisit that at the end of the night. That's kind of the concept behind this book. And, you know, I think stuff like that will really help, you know, and it puts things in perspective, right? Like, hey, I got toilet paper. Hey, I got sanitizer. Hey, you know, we have a shitload of food, which I'll talk to you about some of the deliveries we had today, man. Butcher Box coming in strong. But, you know, I think we all just need to really think about what we're grateful for. You know, think about those gratitude conversations, maybe at dinner when you're with your old lady or with your, you know, your dude or whatever it is. That's probably a place to start. And that's what I'm going to try to do, I guess.
When are you going to start? Now, I love that for one. Shout out to Robin. I'd be giving you the hand claps right now by my sounds.
or give her the bicycle. Give her the bicycle card flips. Yeah, the Roadcaster.
Does she?
the bit shots. We need that one.
Have you started to, or have you thought about when you're going to start using this?
Or
is it going to be thrown to the side?
It's yeah. I mean, I've had it now for, I don't know, a few days or whatever. It was one of those Amazon things. So tomorrow morning is the plan to start.
Out the gate, gung ho.
I need to. I mean, it's been sitting there for a couple days now since we got it in. So She was kind of explaining the backing behind it, what it meant, how to kind of do it, or how, some creative ways to maybe do it that doesn't sound like taxing, or like a job. Cause like, I don't want to make what I'm grateful for like a job. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to freely write about that in a headspace that is positive. Right. So
Yeah.
I think tomorrow morning is what I'm aiming for. Like I've been waking up late, and I think that's a change that I need to make. Like in terms of late, I'm waking up like at 8:30 or 9, or like getting out of bed, I should say. So I think, maybe setting an alarm, again, creating some normalcy during a shitty time. And then, having some things lined up for the next day, maybe not book it out 2 or 3 days, but have some priorities, setting an alarm, and then, hitting the gratitude book. That's the top 3 things for me tomorrow morning.
What are you doing to hold yourself accountable for that, to keep using that gratitude book after a week or after a couple of days or whatever? Because you're going to need something to keep you accountable, or else you're not going to continue to use it. You know yourself, right?
Yeah.
You know how, what you need. We all know what you should. If you don't, you really need to go on a self journey, but we all should know what we need to be motivated, right? And we should seek that out. Like, that's why I want the Peloton so freaking bad. Even in a time like this, I want to buy the Peloton, because I know what I need to be motivated is a leaderboard. I need to be in a race. I need to be live competing with people at that time.
Yeah.
That's what motivates me. Everyone's motivated by something different. Me and my girl, I'm telling her about the Peloton. We're looking at the other Norditrack speed bike. We're looking at this other Echelon app and all these different things. Oh, you can use your iPad with the Peloton app, and then you can just buy a different nice bike, like exercise bike. You don't have to spend as much on the Peloton. So I'm looking into all these things, but what I find out is nobody else offers the leaderboard and the racing structure that Peloton does. And for that reason, I can't get any other. The Norditrack thing, it'll sit here and collect dust. The other bike, I won't use it. I just won't. And I know myself. That's what I need to be motivated. So what are you going to do with that gratitude journal, so that way you continue to use it? Because my man Blake G in the chat says, Dow, I've been keeping a gratitude journal daily since January. It helps a lot.
Oh, wow. We should probably be asking him what he does to hold himself accountable.
But like I said, everyone's motivated differently. Everyone is motivated by something different. So you need to think of what motivates you. What were you motivated by at T-Mobile when you were in there? What are the things that you were motivated by that where you were going to push a little bit extra? Or what were the things that you were fearful of if you didn't do certain things? Those are what you need to keep in mind, and just something to keep you accountable to that journal.
Yeah, I think right now with that type of thing, obviously competition's a big one for me. So, maybe finding some competition in there. I don't know really how and what that looks like quite yet, but I think right now, to hold me accountable, I would say I would talk to Robin and say, hey, look, if I'm not kind of showing you what my gratitude journal is, because I don't have anything to hide from Robin. Like, it's not that I want to keep it to myself, and I don't want to let anybody else in. But hey, if I don't show you that in the morning, you and we can't have any relations at the end of the night or through the middle of the day. I think that's probably where I'm at, having to see her face all day, every day, having to watch her work out in her tight yoga pants. I mean, you strip relations away from me.
Wait, he said he said what worked at T-Mobile. So is that what was working at T-Mobile? No.
No. What worked at T-Mobile was competition and money. I mean, dude, there was a time where I was grinding. 2017, I was grinding so hard at County Line. I mean, there wasn't a contest that I didn't win, whether it was market wide, district wide, region wide. So obviously money, competition, these contests, those really drive me. So what does that really look like on the home front? And that's something I'd have to look at. But, I don't know. We'll see.
I want to catch up on some of the stuff in the chat going on here. Thank you to everybody that has made their way in on a Thursday.
Some huge super chats going.
Is it a Thursday? It is a Thursday.
It's a thirsty Thursday.
Somehow I've gotten better with the days during the quarantine. I don't know how. I'm keeping
That's
more
weird.
track. I know my lady's
should
like
be the
forgetting.
opposite.
She's like, what day? And I'm on top of it. The other way we were, I didn't know. Man, so weird.
This shit
My
feels
man
like
Marco.
Groundhog Day.
Right. Marco donated $2, said starting the cast off right. Thank you, Marco.
Oh, yep.
Misha, need the cast in my life, donating $5. Thank you, Misha.
Thank you, Misha.
Appreciate you.
Awesome.
And then my man Thomas Yee, hang in there, fellas. There's people in worse situations. Just be positive and grateful. $15.
Wow. Well said, and thank you.
I think that's
Thank
a
you,
big
Yee.
thing to think about is like we have the luxury of just sitting in our homes, comfortable houses. We got food, we got video games, we got TV. Like in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. You know, we have pretty much everything that we need. Mentally, it is a little bit tough, but you know, I'm seeing like Ellen DeGeneres be like comparing it to a prison, being like she feels like she's in prison, and I'm like, get the hell out of here. Like,
Whoa.
you got a huge mansion, you got space to roam free. She probably got a
Yeah.
gym and a chef and all this.
Is that
Is
that like a misquote,
This is
or is that
not
like
that
a
bad.
direct quote?
No, she was like
Jeez.
crying. She was like in tears. saying she was,
What?
like, in prison. Yeah, I swear.
Dude,
No.
that's funny because
Holy.
you know the host of shit, what's that show now? Kelly Ripa, the
Oh,
host
yeah,
of that
yeah.
morning show.
Ryan and Kelly.
She was doing some of the same shit. She was complaining about how stressful quarantine has been on her life. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. How?
Yeah. I mean, I think
maybe maybe teaching the kids, homeschooling the kids. Like, I can understand that, but like, it made it sound like, I don't know, when a celebrity says something like that has obviously a way better home, way better connections than most, right, of us, they can probably get anything that they want in terms of food. Yeah, you know, money's no option for these individuals. And I know more money, more problems, but the fact that a celebrity's saying how stressful a quarantine is just has a negative connotation to us like peons, I think is what I would say.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Can you imagine if you had like a full basketball court or like a tennis court or something on your lawn? You could just step out and just go have a game of basketball with some friends or family or whatever. Like,
or like,
I'd
or
be
like
good
two,
for a minute.
or like two
I
mini
think-
horses that I could go ride. Like, I just jump on a mini horse real quick and just, you know, head down to the Old Town Road, I think, on my mini horse.
I think
That'd be
what
fun.
you guys are saying right now is how those people get into the situations of thinking
Sure.
that way. Because we always want more, right? It's never enough. Wouldn't you guys just want a basketball court? Then you get a basketball court. Wouldn't you just want a huge field out in the back with dirt bikes and dirt jumps? You get the field in the back with dirt jumps. Wouldn't you just want to have the beach in your, you know what I mean? Now all of a sudden you're a prisoner. That's how it gets to that point, guys. I'm just telling you, guys that's how it gets to that. That's how it gets there.
That's how I am with shoes, if you couldn't tell.
Well, man, I just wanted a Yeezy.
Yeah.
now you can.
Now I want all these off-whites. Now I want all these
man.
fucking, you know.
Now you can't
for
get
sure.
enough Yeezys. Now you can't, now you can't decide between which colors you like, what you don't like. Now you're, man, how funny.
That's it.
How funny it all is. Damn, I was gonna. Oh, while we're kind of talking about this, you guys we're talking a little bit about Corona and stuff. You were telling me about the job loss count, Dal.
Dude, these are absolutely atrocious numbers. I mean, it's, we know it's hard out there. People are still like, your boy John King still says, he talks about the furlough of Disney. He's like, man, when they're starting to furlough the Disney people, man, it's real. You know what I mean? So, and I think he's absolutely right. But so the job carnage right now, let's just speak on that. So right now we have a total of 17 million filing for unemployment, dude, in the last 3 weeks. So in the last week, that's gone up 6.6 million, dude. So it's just, we're talking like, there's so many numbers now with this Corona, like how many numbers are infected, how many numbers are dying, how many numbers, what's the numbers of, of the job loss, what's the economic numbers of this, and how many restaurants have closed, and what's going to continue. It's really heavy out there. And this just goes to show you that, obviously I think this is going to beat the Great Depression numbers, and we don't need to hash those out and see what those are. You guys can all look that up, but this is big, man. And, then I also kind of studied a little bit on the Spanish flu, which was the latest influenza that had some sort of resemblance to what we're dealing with now. And dude, there was not one phase of that. There was not two phases of the Spanish flu. There was 3 phases of the Spanish flu before the son of a bitch finally ended and we got control of that. So with the job losses and the time and the social distancing and the masks and all these different things, it's going to be a while, no doubt about that. But, I think these numbers are going to rise exponentially in the next few weeks. I mean, we're going to see restaurants that have always been there since our childhood that aren't going to be there, here in the next couple of months. I was watching Bar Rescue, dude, a while back, with John Taffer. And,
Of course.
there's, Robin and I used to be addicted to that show, but anyways, there's.
Dude, who didn't? You get caught in a loop of that on a Sunday, you're in trouble, especially
for sure.
Football after football season ends.
Yeah,
you get caught in a little loop of Bar Rescue on a Sunday. There goes your whole day.
Oh yeah, when I used to smoke weed, up until the time I stopped, when it just did the opposite of what it should have done. Dude, oh man, I would that show would trip me out, man. Watching that show high was just a great time. But when he goes in there and he's the restaurants kind of give their story and they're like, oh man, there's no way, our restaurant would close up in the next couple of weeks or the next month if we didn't fix this shit, and usually it's the books, right? It's the bookkeeping or whatever, and somebody stealing alcohol or mispouring and all this shit just adds up. We look at the job loss here, 17 million. I can't imagine how many, like, not even just restaurants, fuck restaurants, just how many businesses are going to be shutting down operation. Now, a lot of them, like Old Chicago just, I think just fired, I think it was 18,000 employees in the US with their whole issue. But could you see them opening up under a new LLC or a new name or a new whatever? I think you'll see that a lot with some of these a little bit larger companies, but
right. It just feels like it's just hard for them. Like everything's up and running again and then they're just dead forever. That just feels weird, right? It feels like there's no way that anyone could bail them out in a sense. Like,
I know my name's on the wall of foam there. They can't close down. I worked hard for that.
Oh man, how crazy. Jalal, or no, that wasn't Jalal. It was you, Dal. You were telling me about the dreams you were having due to Corona. You're like, yo, are you guys having any crazy dreams?
Yeah.
Due to Corona. And I was like, not really. But I smoke weed and I don't dream when I smoke weed. Did you dream when you used to smoke weed?
Oh, dude, I was a heavy dreamer for sure when weed was involved. Absolutely.
Really? I don't dream at all. Like I'm super, super rare if I'm smoking weed.
I'm like that with alcohol. When I drink a lot of alcohol, I don't usually, at least we all dream, whether we remember it or not is the key.
There you go.
And
there you go.
When I had alcohol in the system, I didn't ever recollect or remember any of my dreams. So, but weed, absolutely.
What's the crazy dreams you're having?
Well, yeah, I guess we'll start off with that. And then I found this cool article, man, from the World Economic Forum that I would share a couple things that has a couple doctors kind of giving their opinions. And I just kind of found it interesting because the last like 3 nights I've had really intense, vivid dreams, like where I've woken myself up by going, oh, like kind of screaming like a girl, like serious, like people were attacking me. I was getting my ass whooped. I was getting like, dude, all kind. Dude,
was Robin like, what the hell's going on?
No, Robin is dead asleep. So, and that's
when you're screaming,
getting
attacked in your dream and waking up, she's not waking up.
No.
Oh, I wish my lady who slept like that. She'd be getting she wishes she slept like that. She'd be getting a lot more sleep.
Like, and it's crazy because typically, like, once you have the dream and then if you fall back asleep, you usually don't remember the dream. Like it just kind of fades as a couple hours or as the day goes on. You're like, I don't even remember what it was anymore. But these have been really vivid. And it sounds like a lot of other people are kind of having very, very vivid dreams during this coronavirus pandemic. But for instance, like one last night was crazy, dude. And I remember it so vividly, even now at what time is it now? Like almost 6:00 PM. And I had this thing like at 3:00 AM, dude. And I remember it spot on. Sweating, the whole thing. But check this out. So Robin and I were driving in this car, and I don't remember, wasn't my car, it wasn't her car, but that's how dreams work. And she drops me off at what would have been our house, but it wasn't the house that I'm in currently, which is weird. And I had to go pick something up. But even in the dream, I didn't know what I was picking up, and I still don't know obviously now. But I'm going through these rooms and I see Zeppelin, who's in a whole different house, but it's my house. And I check on him and I'm like, hey buddy. And it's like 1 AM. It's 1 in the morning in my actual dream. And and then I check on him and he's good. And then Robin's in the car waiting, car's still running, whatever. She's like almost in the getaway car, which is weird because Robin has to urinate so much. So there's no way her ass would have stayed in the car. She would have came on, into the house too, to at least urinate. But so that was weird. But, and I remember thinking about these things in my dream. It's so crazy. But, so she's in the car and then I'm like, my God. So I'm checking over the house before we leave again. And who knows where the hell we were going at 1 a.m., which is weird. Like my mom always said, she's like, nothing good happens after midnight, Dow. Just make sure you're in the house before midnight. And so I'm going through the house. I pet Zap and I'm like, man, should I give him some food? But it's only 1 a.m. We'll be back. But I didn't know what time we were going to be back. That was what was so weird. But then, so I'm kind of doing a sweep through on the house, and I came through the garage like door access or whatever. And then as I'm walking back out to that same entrance that I came in, the side of the house, I see the front door cracked open. I'm like, God damn it, Robin, has that door, I'm thinking this in my head. She's in the getaway car. And I'm like thinking, damn it, Robin, you always leave the door open. This is an issue, and I'm getting ready to, like, I'm talking through myself in this conversation because she's very sensitive about this because I always give her a hard time. I'm like, you leave cabinet doors open, you leave regular doors open all the time. So again, that's how real this dream was. And I'm like, in my head, in this dream, I'm having this conversation like, damn it, I'm going to have a hard talk with her about this. Like, it's not safe. I got some shoes. We got nice stuff in the house. We need to respect it. Let's just lock the doors. So as I'm walking over there, this is the front door. I open the left side of the door gently, and dude, I get pummeled and tackled in this dream. Like, it knocks by I guess would be a suspected burglar. And in my dream, I feel this person tackle me in my stomach and literally knock my air out of my whole system. And then I scream and then immediately wake up via the scream that I just did from the dream into reality. Like, it is so intense. And that's where it ended. Luckily, because at least I didn't die in my dream, because then I might have died in real life. Who knows? That's what they say, right? If you fall off a cliff in your dream, do you actually hit bottom or do you wake up before you hit the bottom? I think about those things. But so I got tackled and pummeled by this, I guess, would-be burglar. And all I could see was his red eyes. I couldn't see his hair. I couldn't tell how tall he was because he was obviously hunkered down to like literally tackle me right in my chest. And that's what woke me up, was that high-pitched squeal that I made after that. And it was just crazy, man. But yeah, so dreams are really wild. So check this out, man. So right now, according to this article, many people are having, having more vivid dreams during this coronavirus pandemic. The sleep experts believe it could be due to an overload of new information and emotions. For instance, this guy comes in there, this doctor, his name is Michael Grandner, and he says dreams are our brains processing and organizing and integrating and making sense of things, which I find exactly what we're all doing. And that's why these dreams can actually be happening more vividly and more intensely, because I think what our brains are doing is trying to process the reality of something as big as this pandemic. None of us, our parents, even our grandparents, have seen anything like this. I think my grandparent that just passed, I think she was like 97. So I think she would have been a child, I think, during the Spanish flu, right? She would have been a young child. So none of us have really kind of seen this, dealt with this. So I think it takes a lot to process something as big as this. I think, when you don't have anything to really base it off of that you've been, through in life, which is typically why history is so amazing, right? Something happens, we learn from that, and we don't do that in theory, for the next time. But I think it's organizing and integrating a lot of these things to make sense of the reality that we're living. So that's what kind of this article says, is like, hey, it talks about our brains processing new information, intense thoughts that are happening over something that we have very, very little control over. And I just found it pretty interesting. So it's on the article is really, it's called "A Sleep Expert Explains Why You're Having Such Vivid Dreams During the Coronavirus Pandemic." And it's on the weforum.org. Pretty interesting read. So you guys haven't had any dreams? Nothing going on over there?
Well, like I was saying, I don't really dream very often, but my question about dreams is, why is shit always messed up? Why is nothing like, there's parts of it that are like your normal life. Like you're in your house, but the inside of your house looks completely different. It's like not the same house, or a dog, your dog is there, but it's really not your dog. It's like your dog's face on another dog's body. Stuff is just weird, bro. Like, why is stuff always turned around in your dreams? Blake G says, Dal, your dreams are your dreams sound terrifying. Christ.
Dude,
Yeah, that was like the scariest dream I've ever heard. Dude,
it was. And luckily I didn't die, but man, like waking yourself up to your own scream is really crazy. Like, dude, I don't think I've done that since maybe I was a kid. And I can't even remember if I did when I was a kid. I'm sure I did, but holy shit, man, I was scared. I screamed like a little girl. Like it sounded like a dog, like a high-pitched dog got kicked in its belly. It was really weird.
Speaking of scared, T-Mobile in the chat. I had a dirty dream last night I had a dirty dream about my wife the other night, and I woke up and I was thinking, hell yeah, I can still put it down. Then I turned over, woke up, and saw my 2-year-old daughter sleeping next to me. Below, not good. Dude, see, that's what you were kind of talking about, though, Dal. Like you're in a different world, and then you wake up, and now you're in reality, and it's such a weird, like, depending on how you wake up, who you're waking up next to, what's going on, like it can be terrifying.
Sure.
That's crazy.
Well,
Sorry,
I didn't have a scary dream, but I had this weird dream. It was really short, but I went to catch an Uber, and my Uber driver was Kevin Durant. And
KD.
And I kept trying to roll the window down because I was like, this dude's got the Rona. And so I kept trying to roll the window down, and he would just keep rolling the window up. And I was like, dude, what the hell? Like, why do you keep rolling the window up? You got, you know what I'm saying? You got that Rona, like, let me roll the window down. And he just kept rolling the window up, and then I woke up.
Were you wearing a mask?
No.
He wasn't wearing a mask. You weren't wearing a mask?
He wasn't. Nobody was wearing a mask. No.
Wait,
we were raw dogging the outside.
How about this? Were you wearing a mask in real life to bed last night?
No, that would be very dangerous. Probably pass out. Yeah, so I don't know what to make of that, but weird dream.
Yeah, dude. I for some reason earlier I thought you said Kevin Garnett.
No.
You said Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
Oh, I was like, I thought maybe you got it from it's the
You thought I was talking about KG, huh?
Uncut Gems. Yeah,
Uncut Gems.
Yeah, Kevin Garnett action. I was like, damn, this fool saw Uncut Gems, and now Kevin Garnett's picking him up.
Yeah, Kevin Garnett gets in the it makes it into the Hall of Fame, and now he's Ubering Jalal around fucking New York. Go
funny.
Figure.
My man Hetty in the chat says, "What's on feet today, fellas?" I have on a pair of slippers, and they are. Let me see if I can show you guys.
I do too. We're bummers.
Mine are the Nike Air Mag grandma knit slippers.
Oh, those are fire. I love those.
Hold on.
You guys see that?
I gotta spotlight you. Hold on. Go back.
What'd you say?
Show it again.
Oh, hold up. Oh, yeah. I have to be talking, huh? Damn it. I guess I'll just take it off.
You're good. I got it on you.
Oh, you're good. Oh, there you go. That's better look anyway.
Dude, those shits are fire. I like those.
Yeah, dude. The mags. The mag grandma knits. That's what's on feet today.
So you gave me the shattered backboard knits for like a gift.
Yes.
Remember that on the cast?
Yeah, I do.
Dude, do your feet sweat pretty bad in those? Because mine fucking sweat really bad.
No, but I don't sweat much. Like I'm not a crazy sweaty guy. Unless
I'm not either.
The only time I really. Oh, really? Oh, that's strange.
Dude, I don't sweat at all. And if I do, I get a little butt sweat. Like I used to be a drummer. You know what I mean?
Oh, you have to unspotlight the camera, Jalal. My bad. There you go.
Yeah. When I used to drum in a couple of bands, you know, in like middle school and high school, like the only time I'd really sweat is like they call me butt sweat because I'd have that lower back into butt sweat. So I'd get up and I'd just have like a butt sweat stain on all my pants and shorts.
Not good. Below, not good.
Check out what I got on.
Uggs.
A little bit of UGG slipper action, man. It's kind of boring.
I miss mine. But... Mine got ruined in the fire, and I haven't had a new pair since.
Yeah. Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Dude, they're fire. I mean, talk about a sweaty shoe. Like this is more of a winter shoe. Like, look at that shit, man. It's pretty heavy duty in there, but my feet do pretty well with these. And obviously they have the sole where you can actually go outside and shit. You know, tend to the dogs.
He has what's on feet. This model is showing his Uggs off. What about you, Jalal?
I know, right?
I'm going barefoot, man. I'm in the Jalal Air ones right now.
Oh, dang.
Jalal Air
So
ones.
so we're definitely not giving a preview of that.
Okay, that's fine. That's
Probably
fine.
a good idea.
Probably for the best.
All right, I wanted to use that to transition.
Hey, franchise, before you do that,
Yo.
do you see what Mike Jalal is using? Am I seeing something weird there?
That's what I said at the very beginning of the show.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't have my ears in.
Oh,
but,
you got to go watch the replay back now. Once
Damn.
this uploads, you got to go check out the replay because we
I
had
gotta
like
go.
we had like a
I got
good
a little
30
deal.
second combo about it.
Oh no shit! Where was I?
I don't know.
You were tuned out.
Having some more dreams, I guess.
What were
All
you
right,
saying?
go ahead. Sorry, I was happy to see that. That's a great mic, Jalal. You're welcome. Welcome to the fold. You
Thanks.
sound awesome.
Sounds better than the other one.
Oh fuck, sounds great.
Way better. Yeah.
Cool.
What else were you gonna say, Jalal? Sorry. Is that
I forgot.
okay? Well, let me just go here. Tom Brady on Stern yesterday.
Yes.
Did you guys hear Tom Brady on Howard Stern? If you didn't, I don't know why you didn't, because Sirius is free right now. All you have to do is download the app, and you can listen to all the content free on demand.
Mhm.
So if not, if you still didn't hear the interview, normally, obviously, we do the show. I'd have sound clips for you chopped up, ready to go. I'd play you all the meat, and we'd react to it, but that's not the way the show is running these days. So you can go ahead and check it out anytime. Sirius is still free, so you can still download the app and listen to it on demand. I think they go like an hour and a half, don't they? Or no, close to 2 hours.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, between an hour and a half and 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty long. So he talked quite extensively about quite a few things. Got into him and Belichick's relationship a little bit. Got into his marriage and stuff like that a little bit. What did you think of the marriage talk? Did you think he would go into all of that stuff?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't think that would be a part of it either. But you know how Stern is, man. He gets people to say things that they normally wouldn't say, no matter what it is, right? In any other interview, it seems like. And I think that's what Stern has always prided himself on. That's why I listen to him. I know that's probably why you listen to him. But I think, yeah, it was pretty interesting to hear that, like how they started dating, getting hooked up by a mutual friend of theirs. Their first date, obviously doing wine and something else. I can't remember exactly. But I think what really got me was, dude, I don't know a lot about Tom Brady. I know Tom Brady, who's throwing footballs, who's the GOAT in the NFL, that just has all the championship rings and the things that he and Belichick and Robert Kraft have built over there. And that's where it starts. And that's where it stops for me. I don't know anything about Brady's life. I didn't know anything about, his mentality that he compared to Kobe's, which was really cool. I knew nothing about his days at Michigan. I just knew that he was a scrawny fuck. I knew kind of where he was drafted, what place he was drafted with the NFL. But I didn't know if he was the starter. I didn't know that he was on the bench. I didn't know he was getting 5 reps and then increased that to 10 reps and then obviously increased it to 30 reps and beat everybody else out because of this mentality. And the coach actually pulling him aside saying, I want you to stay with us. I want you to stay at Michigan. I want you to stay and learn. I don't want you to go back to California. Like, some of that stuff was really cool, man. And for Tom to just be like, yo, dude, I wasn't ever this good. I had to really earn this. I had to really do all these things to get this good. I had to put in the work. It was a whole new appreciation for me.
Yeah, I thought just to kind of finish what you're talking about, and then I'll get back to the marriage thing. When he talked about the 3 reps and the 5 reps and getting better, it was a sports psychologist, I guess is his official title, but it ended up being his a longtime friend now in his life and someone that's been like his therapist. And basically he was just telling him like, he was going to transfer. He was going to leave Michigan.
He was.
And he was talking to Cal and he was like, I'm going to go to Cal. I'm going to go play at Cal. I'm going to go back home to California because that's the easy move.
I have relationships with people over there,
Yep. And the bench was deep at Michigan. He didn't think he was going to get to play. And so he went in and told Lloyd Carr that at Michigan. Lloyd wanted him to stay. He had made his commitment. So he decided to honor his commitment, but he wasn't very happy about it. And then he met this therapist and he started to go through these sessions. And he said he really grew him from a boy to a man. He really helped him become a man. And that was very poignant to me, because it's not like he talked about his grandfather like that, his dad, anyone else. He talked about his therapist like that, took him from a boy to a man, really taught him what it was to be a man, not his football coach, not one of his coaches. That's just crazy to me. It was interesting that it was a therapist that took him, or that made that step, helped him make that step.
And who's still alive today, and that, like you said, is a good friend. But yeah, sorry, man, I kind of went on a tangent. Like,
no, you're good.
I'm really excited about this interview, and I think even if you're not a fan of the Patriots or Brady, which is crazy because he is probably the best of all time. That being said, going back to the marriage stuff, I think what was interesting was, when they talked about the letter that Giselle wrote, Tom, kind of with, airing her grievances, airing her issues within this, and how that was just so impactful for him. And I think in that she just kind of detailed the problems in their marriage, and he missed OTAs that year because of it, and how he still today keeps that letter in his drawer. Like, that's really cool. Like, again, he's just a very, like, his mentality has got to be like super, super deep, and I think that's what works for him, whether it's like putting in the hard work, treating his body like a temple, which he even talked about, high school, in California, smoking weed, drinking, trying to fit in. But I think he's got some mental strength. And, with that marriage stuff, obviously keeping that letter as a reminder in that drawer, he just seems like a deep, very kind of controlled mental game. And I can appreciate that.
Check this out. And I mean, this may seem like some common knowledge, but I think there's a lot of guys, especially if you're professionally driven, if you're a professionally driven individual, as a male, you may take for granted a lot of what the lady does for the family or what happens around the house. I'm not saying there's women that do the exact same thing. They're professionally driven and they expect the man to do all this other stuff and not have his own stuff. And basically what Brady said by that, here's the point I was kind of trying to make, is I think we can all kind of take something from this. He said, she didn't feel like I was doing my part for the family. She felt like I would play football all season and she would take care of the house. And then all of a sudden when the season would end, I would be like, great, let me get into all my other business activities. Let me get into my football training. And she's sitting there going, well, when are you going to do a few things around the house? When are you going to take the kids to school and do that? That was a big part of our marriage. And I had to check myself, because she's like, I have goals and dreams too. Her point was, well, yeah, of course this works for you. All of it works for you, but it doesn't work for me, because you can't, because you can get caught up in your life where you think there's a great relationship because it only works for you. And the point of a relationship is it has to work for both. You'd better work on both, because if you don't, then ultimately it's not sustainable. And I thought that was awesome. I thought that was awesome. And at any point in your life, I mean, the earlier you learn something like that, obviously the better off that's going to go. And hopefully you learn it before 2 or 3 divorces, because I think that's exactly what's going to happen. If it's not give and take, if it's not 50-50, if you're not communicating and looking out for each other and having each other's back, but she communicated that to him. She let him know, yo, this is what's up. This is what you're not doing. This is what's bothering me. And she did it in the form of a letter instead of talking to him. That's the way she decided to communicate, but that's still good communication on her end to let him know what's up. And then for him on the other side to be like, oh shit, I didn't even realize I was doing that. Let me figure this out. Let me fix this. And did you know, or did you hear him say he missed OTAs that year?
He did. Yep.
Because of that letter. Yeah. So that year he took that shit that personal, that he put his marriage over his career at that point, missed OTAs, off-season workouts, which are not mandatory. So, I mean, it's not like, it's nothing crazy, but he still he had been choosing football over family or wife, and he
during the
season
and off season.
Right.
So that's a big move by him.
Yeah. Yep. No doubt. And I think that's, as dads, I know I would definitely, if I didn't read something like that, or if I didn't have something like that already in my head before I'm even a dad, I could see myself getting caught up in that, because I just want to have fun all the time. I just want to be
Sure.
the guy. I just want to have fun and build forts out of couch cushions and go rollerblade and go do all this shit. And then mom's cleaning up the house. Mom's cleaning up the dog shit. Mom's doing all the kids' dirty laundry, my laundry, messing up everything. And I'm just having all the fun. And so she's going to be bitching to me like, yo, what's up, dude? Are you going to clean the kitchen? Are you going to start some laundry? I want to go get my nails done. I want to go do some shit, you know? So I can totally see that happening.
Totally. Yeah, man.
I thought so check it out. I don't want to get too crazy, but before we move on, the other thing I thought was pretty interesting was before the beginning of last season, Brady already believed he was going to leave New England.
Yep. And
I was very curious about that. You know, I was wondering, did he have a plan in place? Did he have an expectation? Did he think they were going to re-sign him? Did he think they were going to let him go? And he talked really, really deeply about it. He said, the decision wasn't final till the end, but he knew kind of what was going down, what was up with the money. And he talked about the meeting where he had called Bill Belichick and then went to Robert Kraft's house, did all that stuff. And he just talked about, he didn't blame the organization or Bill or anyone for anything, because if I was a coach, if I was a GM, if I was someone in this position, I'm an aging player, I'm an aging athlete, I'm an aging asset. I know that you need to build for the future. That's his job. That's his role and his responsibility. We each have our own job. And that's what made the Patriots organization so successful. We all know their phrase, do your job. Do your job. Don't worry about what the hell he's doing. Don't worry about what's going on over here. You do your job and everything will be fine. And that's what we've seen work. And I thought that was interesting too, that people on the internet were like, oh, there's no way he really feels that way. And I saw some stuff on Twitter. I think he does. I don't think he holds any ill will against the Patriots or Robert Kraft or Bill Belichick. I think he thanks them for their time there, thanks them for everything they did there. And when he tells them that, when he says that, I believe it.
Yeah.
If anybody could feel that way, it would be Tom Brady, like coming up in that system for his entire career. He kind of has those values, the Patriot values. So I feel like if anybody would be able to walk away from a situation feeling that way, it would be Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I treat my body like a temple, the temple of doom, from Fail Beast in the chat. That's funny.
Yeah, right. The reason Fail Beast is always, he's always on the workouts and riding his bike. Get out of here, Fail Beast. I don't believe you one bit.
The reason that's funny, Brady did talk about his body. I thought that was also interesting. Do you remember the part where he talked about his body and talked about his process and what he does and why he does what he does and how it takes a ton of discipline to do it? But he's like, you don't do that with anything else in your life. You're not just going to drive your car and then not change the oil when it needs to be changed. You're not just going to keep going with it or not put the right fluids in it or not take care of it. You're just not going to do that. So why do we continue to do that to our bodies? We eat shitty food, or we sleep. We don't get enough sleep, we drink too much caffeine, whatever. Why do we do that to our bodies? And then we expect ourselves to perform at peak performance, and this isn't mind-blowing or mind-blowing stuff, but it just makes sense. We do, a lot of us treat our body as the last real asset, our last real asset in our life, yet we're trying to get the most out of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, and also,
I thought that was great.
Yeah. And also to tag on to that, Howard Stern kind of wrote him pretty hard on this. What was that documentary called? The next step or next life with Tom Brady or whatever it was?
Tom versus Time.
Tom versus Time. Yeah. So in that, Howard kind of goes into him and says, yo, man, hey, I know that obviously you're really disciplined with your body. He says, how much water do you drink? And Tom gives him this astronomical number. But then, Howard did a good job kind of beating him up a little bit, saying like, dude, why are you giving all your secrets away? Why are you giving all your ammo away? You and your trainers and putting all this stuff out. So, to give other people an edge when you are the GOAT, you have the edge, you have all the answers. Why are you trying to share that with everybody? Howard just he couldn't understand why, Tom, dude, you're 40, what is it? 43? You're 43 years old. You got teammates that are going to be 22, 23, 24, and you're sending all this help out. And, he came off really humble, man. I was really happy, with how Tom answered. I know there's a lot of people out there. You were telling me earlier, Rome, who you're a big fan of, Jim Rome. Jim Rome and Tom obviously have an interesting dynamic, and nobody really knows kind of what that is. We can only guess, but it seems like there's kind of a love-hate on Rome's side, and he appreciates Tom. He gives Tom his credit for sure, but there's something eerily weird that with that relationship. But Jim is kind of different. He has a different take than us. He believes that Tom kind of just says a bunch of, googly.
He's like the master saying a bunch of stuff to say nothing.
Yeah, that almost has no meaning, right? And just saying to say. But
I don't feel like that at all. I thought the interview was awesome. And I know I caught Rome today, and he was talking about that, and I knew it was kind of going to be a little bit of a bash fest on Brady. Just because I know that's kind of, I don't know what happened. I don't know if Brady declined to interview with him. I don't know if he's just like, whatever, we have beef and we'll never get him on the show, so I'm just going to continue to hate. But he'll call him the GOAT and stuff here and there, but he's not. It's always a little bit of shade, and I'm not. I don't understand, because I thought it was a great interview. I thought Howard gets a little lost sometimes because he's such a curious interviewer, just like I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I need to get better at too. But I feel like sometimes Howard had, and it's hard when a guest isn't in studio, but I find myself doing this, and I noticed Howard do it a couple times today. You get so inquisitive that instead of asking the next question that you go somewhere else, and then you never get back to that because you want to know this so bad in the moment. And I can't tell you how many times I've done that in interviews or whatever. And that's just, I noticed Howard did that a little bit with that interview as well. T-Mobile coming in, or T-Mobile leaving, but he was coming in. Thank you for joining us for a little while. Yes, get back to the fan. But he said, literally drying my hands off to type from just getting the dishes done. TTF, it can be a struggle to make sure we're pulling our weight, but it's vital to help out to keep the relationship thriving. Taylor Tovine also agrees. I agree, TTF. Wise man told me, and only had to tell me once, relationship isn't 50-50. It's 100-100. Changed my life drastically. Y'all need to read the book, Love and Respect as a Couple.
Ooh,
there you go.
Dropping gems. Thank you.
That's good stuff.
I agree with that. But yeah, man, if you've got a second, man, to not just a second, but if you've got a little time, it's worth your time to hear that.
If you're doing the dishes, if you're doing the laundry, if you're doing some work around the crib, just pop the headphones in, download the Sirius app free.
For sure.
It's good content.
Great interview.
Other than the fact that it was cutting out a little bit during the
during
the interview.
Like it was like 3 or 4 times until they switched from like the internet. Like I think they were using Zoom. I think they actually mentioned Zoom,
something like that.
And then they switched to telephone. And finally had some, but the dynamics obviously changed. And I think Howard said that he was bummed that he didn't have Brady in studio. I think that obviously when you have somebody in studio versus over the phone or Zoom chat, the dynamics change and shift a little bit. And I think it would have been even better had he been in studio. I think that'd been real cool.
If Tom Brady would have gone to Cal, they would have had Tom Brady and then Aaron Rodgers as his successor from Jefferson Jr. in the chat. Good point. That'd have been some fresh days there, huh?
Yeah, Cal would have been on some heaters.
Jalal, that reminds me what you were saying about the Zoom. You were telling me earlier, Zoom CEO, unhappy with the way Zoom is being used, I guess.
Yeah.
And so is it because they're getting criticized for all the freezing? So he's now coming out and clapping back and saying, well, listen here, everyone's using this the way they're not it's not intended.
Well, he straight up said they were not prepared for this surge, and he said that Zoom was intended to be like a business meeting type of thing. It's not for schools or I guess like for everybody to rely on or like people to hang out. He said he was kind of upset that people were just using it to hang out, but they had to get 2 new like bandwidth server places. I don't even know what you call them, but there's these locations that just support bandwidth. So they had to get 2 new places. He says his routine is just like sleeping for a couple hours and then he wakes up like stressed out and goes to check the bandwidth and how much was used and if anything crashed. So this dude is like freaking out. He's super stressed out. But he said they were not prepared, but they've kind of accepted the new role, and he said they're going to adapt and roll with the punches. But yeah, like overnight everybody started using Zoom, but it just kind of goes to show like how ill prepared not only our government was, but every single like company, American company, is being kind of exposed for some of the limitations. I was reading like Clorox and Lysol. They're saying they're not going to be able to match production until June. So we might not be able to buy, disinfectant wipes and things like that easily until June. And it's just, I don't know. It seems like people should be able to up production a little bit easier than they're showing right now.
Blake P in the chat. Who remembers back when Dal and TTF were calling Jalal Stradamus paranoid, and he was saying he was overreacting? I guess we were unprepared as well.
I don't know about Jalal Stradamus. I think it was just pretty. It was just clear at that time. But like the nature of this virus is like it grows exponentially, but our reaction is linear, but the growth is exponential. Like we're not reacting at the same pace that the virus is growing. So
I got a solution. I mean, at Zoom, if you were a good CEO, isn't your job to maximize profits over there? What I would have done is I would have jumped the price 100%. I would have doubled the price for anyone that's just come on in the last 2 months. If you've been on before, I'll give you a grandfathered rate for your business. If you've been with us, tenured in, everyone else, we're doubling the price because we have to buy 2 more of these things, whatever the case may be. Problem solved.
They might get some type of backlash. I don't know if they'd say price gouging. I mean, everybody's criticizing everybody that's increasing prices right now, so they might get some backlash for sure.
But they have to up their manpower. They have to up their stuff too. It just makes sense. It's supply and demand. You don't like it? Don't use it. Your school, whoever you are, business, find a new way.
Figure it out.
You want to pay it? Figure it out. Yeah. I mean, and honestly, they could increase the price. I don't know what we pay. We pay like $15, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
They have a free one. They have a free one. So like
right.
We pay because we want to live stream to YouTube, but there's a free one. Like if you're just using it for work, they're essentially providing free bandwidth.
Yeah.
Up to like 100 users in one chat. So that's an insane amount of users.
Mm-hmm. John King, Skype is free. Skype is free, but you see how like right now, Skype just isn't as clean or in this conference type of way. Like immediately when I start talking, it rotates the cam. Is Skype doing that and allow us to connect 3-4 cameras and all that shit connecting?
I think it does. The only thing one of the main things I like about Zoom a little bit better is that it streams independently. Like each person's connection streams by itself. So if one person cuts out, it still lets everybody do their thing. It's not like, all right, my Wi-Fi sucks, so the entire stream is compromised. So that's the only difference that I've noticed so far.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. There's a lot of security issues though, like John King is saying. They were saying that it was end-to-end encrypted. Turns out it's not. So a lot of sketch stuff with Zoom for sure.
Yeah, he said Apple had to patch something on the back end for them. Is that correct? Holy. That's crazy.
Oh, somebody,
Skype is the Etch-a-Sketch of the video chat world. Fail beast. That's funny.
Brian Jackson brought up something interesting. He said that Wimbledon invested in the pandemic insurance. I saw that. I think $2 million a year they were paying, and this year it paid off, and they hit like what 130 something million.
So yeah, what's happened is Wimbledon has been paying this crazy ass insurance, and it's basically this hazard insurance, and they've been paying it for the last 17 years. And it's an insurance policy to guard against losses if Wimbledon should ever have to be canceled in the event of a worldwide pandemic. So they've been doing this now for 17 years. And because of this, the insurance is actually paying them out a sum of $141 million because of this pandemic. How crazy is that?
Man,
it's almost like Wimbledon knew something. Maybe Wimbledon was prepared, even though UK, they're not doing so well with their numbers over there right now with the corona. But Wimbledon somehow knew something. It seems like.
It seems like a high price to pay, $2 million every year, but
$2 million,
now they're looking like winners now.
Yeah, 141 is what they're netting off of this. So,
how long have they had that going on? Do you know?
17 years.
Oh, so they've been doing it for a hot.
So they've been paying $2 million for the last 17 years. So $2 million a year for 17 years. So they're coming out ahead. They did well.
Tyler Buck, TTF, what Ultra Boost you still got? Anything rare you want to sell, bro? Oh man, all the stuff I have, like I was just looking through the collection the other day. I definitely don't need everything I have, but I feel like I'm going to come to a point where I'm just going to I'm going to really enjoy that I still have a decent amount of Ultra Boost because I'm going to be running through them. I'm going to get to a point where I'm
What about that great pair? Do you still have your TV static NMDs? I love that pair.
The NMD. Oh,
the
man.
TV static joints. You still got those?
No, they're gone.
Damn, that's a fresh pair.
Those are gone. I have some nothing rare that I would sell, bro. All the stuff like these aren't even rare, but these are one of like my favorite pairs. I just love this pair. I just love the yellow laces they come with, all the extras. I think the engineered garments. This was a late suede heel cup. This was a late sleeper, man. Peanut butter outsole. These are crazy, dude. Look at those are so sick. The torsions are different. That's just a great pair.
That's a great pair for sure. I think
stuff like that, it's not really that hype, but I love it. Like it's stuff I would never sell just because I love it. And I got it for like $220 maybe. $215.
Dude, check out one of the most hype pairs that I have. And it's obviously there's no hype now, but I thought I would love this shoe. And I thought I could wear this. I thought I could freak this shoe, but I can't. It's a size 10.5. If anybody wants it, I'll make a great deal. Do you remember the Naked Ultra Boost?
Oh yeah. What's wrong with those?
Dude, this seafoam green, I just can't figure it out. I can't figure out what to wear, how to wear it. Like, look at this, dude. That's VNDS, dog, almost.
What?
Shits look clean as hell. But yeah, I don't think this is a shoe that I can freak, man, unfortunately. But it was one of the most hyped Ultra Boost at its time. And it is super cool, man. Like, it reminds me of the Cream 1.0. Like, it's really fuzzy. The actual PK on it is really nice, dude. The cage even it's not the plastic cage, dude. It has the leather on the inside and the little like just man, it's so cool. But I can't freak this one.
Are you mad you didn't sell those when they were just going for stupid money and you decided to try them on and try to wear them
and just couldn't? Yeah, totally, man.
Are you really mad at yourself for that?
God, especially VNDS, even let's say early 2018 VNDS, I could probably still get $500 for those back early 2018. But now I don't even know if you can get $280 for a VNDS pair. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking, Tyler. I don't really have anything super rare anymore, bro. I have just pairs that I love. Like this is another, like the cookies and creams. That was another pair I just love this pair.
Oh, shout out Boosted Stripes. Is this some Boosted
Stripes on there? Day of the Dead. But I would never not hype, but I just love them for me. And then Climas. I have a bunch of Climas, dude. A bunch of ones I created because I love the Clima. I love the way it breathes. And I love that I have a Miami colorway one that I really love. I don't really have anything good, bro, that I need to sell or
franchise. I like what you did with the mirror there. It looks like you actually have two sneaker walls, but you just have a mirror on the other side.
Yeah, dude. It's there was a bunch of shipping boxes in that corner, so it's my way to nicely, neatly hide everything. Or, just
nice. Looks like you got way more kicks than
yeah, it's just this wall over here. Parlays that are fire, dude. I love the parlays. That's another pair I have. And I have 3 pairs, bro. I have the white pair, the white and blue 3.0s, and then I have the 4.0.
Oh, you have the 4.0?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Was it a 4.0? Yeah, I think it was.
Damn, those old parlays, that takes me back to a time where you're doing your vlogs, and you went up next to what reservoir or what river was that? Was that the Cherry Creek River or Cherry Creek?
I do have it is the 4.0s. Dude, it's
where you shot that drone footage?
No, it was right next to Elitch's. Remember, right next to that river that floats right next to Elitch's over there on the skate park downtown.
Hell yeah, that was tight.
Yep, that was for the blue 3.0s. And then you're right, I did Sloan's Lake for the white 3.0s.
There you go. That's what I was talking
Sloan's
about.
Lake.
Yep. On the white
and then
ones.
I did the reservoir at Elitch's is what I did for the blue 3.0s.
The blue ones.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I didn't do a 4.0 video, but I do have the
that's
4.0s as well.
That's sick, dude. Well, hey, I got some information for you here. Check this out. Did you hear the latest with the UFC 249, dog? It was just announced. Like, it was just announced about an hour or two before we started the cast. Are you up on this?
I'm up on it.
I'm bummed. So, in a way, right? We kind of talked about it on Monday. We're like, man, it just doesn't feel right, but we're still excited. There's that kind of, devil angel kind of perspective on both shoulders. It's like, man, it just doesn't feel right. Doesn't seem like we should do this. Khabib's out. That was the fight we all wanted to see. But then the other side is like, holy shit, I got something to look forward to. And Dana, as crazy and aggressive as he is, who has built the UFC to as successful as it is today, he says, dog, this thing is on. We're ready to go. But as of today, officially, UFC 249 will not proceed on April 18th, despite Dana White's effort to move forward with the pay-per-view event. The UFC president told ESPN's Brett Okamoto on Thursday. White also said that all other UFC events have been postponed indefinitely due to the coronavirus pandemic. So check this out. He says, today we got a call from the highest level that you can go at Disney. Obviously, Disney and ESPN, obviously, with that relationship, and the highest level at ESPN, and the powers that be there asked me to stand down and do not do this event on Saturday, White said.
Well, no shit. Why did they wait for this long? Why did we have to wait till the last waking hour? Why are we talking about the guy going and buying private islands? Why are we having him go through all these hoops for something that ultimately you guys knew you didn't want to happen anyway?
Right.
Who had to make the decision to finally sack up and call Dana White and say, we're not going to do this?
I might actually have an answer. So check this out. It goes a little further. So Disney and ESPN, obviously the powers that be, like he says stand down. Okay, cool. Well, before that actually happened, there was, it was Senator Dianne Feinstein, which is Democrat of California, released a statement Thursday saying she was concerned about the event taking place at this casino. The reason they were going to do it at the casino, which was called Tachi Palace in California, it's an Indian reservation, so they obviously don't have to follow kind of the state laws and that kind of thing. That's why they were able to do it there and get it sanctioned. That being said, this senator released the statement saying she was concerned about the event taking place at the casino. She said this event would involve dozens of individuals flying to California and driving to a casino for a purpose no one can honestly claim as essential. Feinstein said in her statement, I understand this event is scheduled to take place on a tribal land and therefore is not subject to state law. However, at best, this event ties up medical resources and sends a message that shelter-in-place orders can be flouted. At worst, participants and support staff could carry the virus back to their home communities and increase its spread. So I think that ultimately probably kind of set this into overdrive a little bit. ESPN, Disney gets a little bit of this. Disney's already shut down most of their operations. But there's no brain smart enough at ESPN or Disney or at the heads of those companies that could have thought about that and said that on their own. There's none of those fucks listening to our show on Monday when we're telling them don't put on the event. Nobody.
And then last week when we're telling them don't put on the event, don't go forward with the event. There's still a lot of people that need to go there and be there at the event that could carry the spread back to their community. There's still the fighters getting injured have to be taken to the hospital. They're now taking up resource. We talked about all that. What are you guys doing over there?
Totally.
It took this lady to come out so you can come on.
And it even gets a little bit more intense, right? We know Khabib obviously is stuck in Russia with travel restrictions and can't get out. So we know that obviously stems from Corona. Check this out. So the co-main event, remember the women's strawweight? So the champion, Rose Namajunas and Jessica Andrade, I was really looking forward to that. That's the co-main. This is going to be a great fight. We're looking for Rose to come back with a vengeance. Well, it came out finally today that because she withdrew. We knew this on Monday that she withdrew from this contest. Came out today that she withdrew due to 2 coronavirus-related deaths in her own personal family.
Wow.
So I think that the senator's statement, ESPN, the powers that be, as Dana says, I think it was a collective thing. Like all of a sudden Dana knows that, all right, man, I'm an aggressive asshole. I'm going to get this thing going. Hold on. Let me pump the brakes. I think there's just too much, that's happened.
It really surprised me that you have a company like Disney. It's not only ESPN they're contracted with. Disney owns ESPN. They're the head of everything. It's when you have a company
Right.
like Disney that has this partnership and how they are with families and what's going on even with their theme parks, all their stuff. It just seems insane to me that they weren't
Right.
putting the kibosh on this way, way, way earlier. It just felt like he was going outside the box and doing this early Ultimate Fighting Championship, which is what it was when it started in 93. That's what it felt like, that rogue company without any weight classes and without any rules, just two guys stepping in there and fighting till one was incapacitated. The early Ken Shamrock days, the Dan the Beast Severn days. We talked about it with the Chuck vs. Tito documentary, those early days. That's what this felt like. And it just seemed very, as much as I like stuff like that, ECW and UFC and against the man, it just felt very irresponsible because everyone else is sitting here forced to obey these laws and have to deal with this whole thing. And as bad as we want sports, I don't want an athlete to be to get coronavirus or put people at risk over the coronavirus or take it back to their mom who has health issues. Like, why is that for, like you said, non-essential? Let's just get over it. Let's just get through it, and we're all gonna get back, man. Like,
totally. I think Failbeast hit it perfectly. He says if Disney owns ESPN and John King owns Disney, that means the King runs ESPN, correct?
Speaking of King, Conley, great point. One more episode of Tiger King. Speaking of kings, did you guys see that Netflix has come out and decided to drop a eighth and final episode of Tiger King? So you thought 7 episodes was going to get it done. 8, they're dropping 8.
And this isn't in regards to that Joe guy that is trying to open up another like Tiger
Joe guy, Joe Exotic.
Yeah, no, the guy who kind of the guy that kind of bought in and helped.
Jeff
Joe
Lowe.
Exotic. Jeff, there you go. Yeah, sorry.
Jeff Lowe. What were you saying?
Does this episode have anything to do with him? Because I know he was going to kind of do his own thing and maybe have a show. Do you know anything about this next episode or new episode?
So, according to the release I saw, ever since the release of the show, fans have been begging for an 8th episode that follows up with all of the characters. Luckily for all of us, Netflix has answered our prayers as of today. They announced the Tiger King and I, which is an after-show experience hosted by comedian Joel McHale.
Oh, wow.
That will be going down.
The Soup. Remember him from The Soup?
Damn it, dude. I wish we could just do our normal freaking show. Anyways, Rotten Tomatoes, Joel McHale, they posted up a video on Instagram today. And Joel McHale's wearing like this tiger leopard skin like thing over his shoulders. He has Netflix written in Sharpie on his like stomach, and then below his belly button, and then he's got a cowboy hat on. And he's just talking about, it's just a little video clip of him talking about the show. It says the show will have interviews with various members of the original docuseries, including Jeff Lowe, Saf, and the Tiger King himself. This is surely going to be an incredible experience for fans, and perhaps it will give us some insight into how the cast members are coping with their newfound fame. If you're looking forward to watching this, you'll be able to catch it Sunday, April 12th is when it drops on Netflix.
Wow, soon.
Yep. This Sunday. Sorry.
That's crazy.
So you got the Court Purple 2.0s on Saturday. You got Tiger King episode 8 on Sunday. It's going to be a great weekend for you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Jalal, those blind lights behind you in a weird way almost look like they spell out TTF.
Oh, snap. It does look like a T,
kinda
right?
Kind of.
Right here?
Yeah, and then move your head a little bit to the other way, the opposite way. The other way. Yep.
I don't think anybody else can see.
There's another one directly behind your head. There's 2 more, so it's like TT. Never mind, forget it, bro. Yeah,
dude. What I was thinking about Netflix, if they can't, what happens when they run out of like content. Like if this goes on long enough, those guys have stuff in the stash, and they're probably just releasing a bunch of kind of B grade content. But when they run out, like then what happens? Because they're not shooting, they're not in production. When are they allowed to get back to filming again and doing stuff like that, or are they considered essential?
That's a really good question, because I thought about that this morning in the shower, dude. I was thinking about how these companies are going to be able to sustain, because they're not working right now. Obviously, they're not filming shows and stuff. How long can they go before they just start running out of content and people are like, hey, I'm paying my $10 a month, $12 a month and not getting anything new? What the hell? How long do they have? That was my question. I was going to ask you guys that today. It's reminded me.
Well, what if you know
crazy.
how The Office was just on Netflix for like a certain amount of time, and then these like series disappear. Friends, I think, may have done that already, been there and then dropped or whatever. Who's to say they don't bring those series back to kind of keep people invested? Obviously, no new content. I don't think they're ever going to be deemed as essential. They've shut all Hollywood down. So I think, in my opinion, that's probably what they do. Some of these series that they've had up there and they disappear and they're no longer on there, I think they probably make a bid to bring some of those back. But that would be my only answer that I have.
Brian Jackson in the chat. I think Netflix can float for a long time on their current catalog, though. They always rotate stuff in and out as it is, so they can sprinkle stuff back in.
Yeah, I'm with Brian. That's kind of what I meant. Yeah.
Did you guys, speaking of that, Dal, how far did you get on Ozark? Last week we talked on Monday. You had finished season 1.
Mm-hmm. I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it since. Robin made me start watching a new series called Community. You ever heard of it? It has Joe McHale in it. So
any good?
Yes, it's a little tough at first.
That seems like your guys' stuff, Office type shit.
Yeah. As you kind of, we don't have a good feel for all the characters yet, but obviously Donald Glover's in it. Childish Gambino. He plays like this young kind of guy that's still trapped in high school, even though high school's way done. He still wears his Letterman's jacket and all that shit. So still trying to develop the what I'm trying to say. They're still trying to develop all the characters, and we're trying to, bond with all the characters to see if it'll stick or not.
You been watching anything, Jalal?
What have I been watching? I was watching Snowfall because season 3 came out, but then my Hulu, the person that was paying for my Hulu subscription, stopped paying the bill. So I kind of got left in limbo there, but that was the last thing that I was watching. Snowfall it was really good.
Huh. You know what, Bill, you don't have to have right now still is Pornhub. Their $9.99 premium membership is still free. So I'm just throwing that out there to everybody, Jalal, especially you.
I'll give you the review next week.
All right. Being quarantined by yourself, I think it's a great time to take advantage of such a great service. Real quick, check this out. How about this? Did you see the HBO series Hard Knocks and what they're planning on doing?
No.
What? Oh man, check this out.
What do you mean what they're planning on doing?
Dude, the HBO series Hard Knocks is planning to feature both of NFL's Los Angeles teams, the Rams and the Chargers, for the 2020 version of the show. According to an ESPN report, the Rams and Chargers are expected to share space at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, which is still yet under construction. So they're going to double time it.
That's very interesting.
Both LA teams this year for Hard Knocks. So I thought that was kind of cool, man.
That sounds cool. I think they're going to have to, obviously you have to hire double the staff, right?
For sure.
I don't know what kind of team it takes to put one Hard Knocks together, but I feel like it's quite a team.
How about the editors that have to put that shit together? Oh my God.
Are they now? Tell me this. Are they still only airing one episode a week like that? Or are they airing 2 episodes a week with each team, one for each team?
Let's see here.
Because if they're doing one episode and they're going to try to squeeze both teams in the same amount of episodes in the same time frame, I don't like it.
That seems pretty crazy.
They need to double the time of the episodes, and they need to drop an episode each night instead of just dropping it on Tuesday nights or whatever. They need to drop it on Tuesday, Wednesdays, or something like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't say. I mean, some of these articles are from Bleacher Report, USA Today, and then fanbuzz.com. So a lot of these aren't, stipulating what that really looks like. I don't think that's even common knowledge yet. So it's just the fact that they are going to do, their plan is to do both LA teams. So we'll see what that looks like.
Interesting
Yeah.
stuff. What about oh, never mind. Damn it. I had it pulled up. Gabriel Fernandez documentary. Conley, watch the Gabriel Hernandez doc. Donated $2 to the super chat. Thank you, Conley. What is a Gabriel Hernandez?
Conley.
Oh, that's why. I was like, why is this not pulling up anything? Have you heard of that, Dallas?
I haven't heard of that.
The Trials of Gabriel. Is it Fernandez? Google says Fernandez. He typed Hernandez, but 9 most shocked
murder trials.
Yeah. I don't even know about that. You know what I am going to watch tonight? St. Skinner got it under right there. The new Dark Side of the Ring. It's the Brawl for All this week. They're chronicling the Brawl for All. Now, this is one of the episodes I don't think this is not a murder episode or like someone, getting killed or something like that. I think this is just a story behind the Brawl for All tournament that the WWE. You probably don't even know what that is, Dal.
I don't.
The Brawl for All tournament was a real fight tournament that the WWE did in the 90s with boxing gloves, dude.
Oh, really?
And and it culminated every week. They would have a maybe 1 or 2 fights each week on Monday Night Raw. I think, if I remember correctly, I haven't watched the documentary yet, so I'm going to need to get some refreshers. But from what I remember as a kid, they had the fights, on Monday Night Raw, and they were like qualifying matches. And if you won, you moved on, bracket style tournament. And then it culminated at, I think, one of the pay-per-views with the Brawl for All tournament. And so they were wrestlers. It was wrestlers from the WWE roster doing this real fighting, dude, like legit brawling.
Oh, weird.
But with boxing gloves on, like trying to knock fools out. So yeah, I want to check that out. Brawl for All tournament. That's the new one that just dropped. I watched it Wednesday. He said it was good. Nice. GoldenEye. That doc messed me up. He's talking about the Gabriel Fernandez one. I definitely don't want to watch anything that messes me up. It looks a little dark, Conley. A little dark.
Yeah.
I'm in a bad place right now. I don't need to be in a worse place.
That's why, like you mentioned, Community, like shows like that are light and not too heavy to watch. Like that's kind of what I'd like to watch right now. We got enough heavy stuff going on.
Good point.
For sure.
Did y'all hear the MLB thinking about moving empty stadium games in Arizona? Taylor in the chat.
I did. Just like I also heard the hockey, moving some hockey games over to like the Dakotas, whether it's South Dakota, North Dakota. I'm not for sure on that, but yeah, I've heard some of those rumors.
Is MLB for real? They're saying like they're trying to get the season back up and running, or they're gonna have something up and running in May. I don't know if it was like the training or the season's gonna start or something. I'm not. Did you guys see that?
I don't think that was the MLB, but I will say Fail Beast did send something to us like super early in the morning. I think it woke me up because the phone buzzed. But he says May 28th, we are back. I need OMG It's TTF soundboard. And then he did at Jalal and myself. The Eels are back. The date announced for the NRL return. So the ARL Commission has officially announced a date. The NRL will return. So May 28th, our team, our home team, the best team, the Eels are back.
Well, he said Australia is dealing with, they got it down to like 3 cases, I guess, on average or something like that. So it sounds like Australia's got things under control.
That's dope. Good for them.
In the chat, y'all need to watch Barry on HBO. Have you guys heard of Barry? Dalton Ward. Thank you for the recommendation, dude. I just looked it up. Look at Barry. Bill Hader stars in a dark comedy as a Midwest hitman who takes up acting while on assignment. It's a comedy series on HBO. You can stream episodes on there. It's 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, so doing very well.
I like Bill Hader. Bill Hader's pretty
I do too. Yeah.
So I looked it up real quick. So the MLB's plan is to start the season in May, players will be completely isolated, no mound visits, 7-inning doubleheaders, and then the players will be mic'd up. What do you think about that?
Say it again.
So the season's going to start in May. The players somehow are going to be completely isolated. There will be no mound visits. So it sounds like they're just going to have to like
spring training or the regular season starting in May.
It says the season. Now,
okay.
Yeah.
And this is not is this a shortened season?
It would, yeah, because when does the season normally start?
Beginning of April, right now, last week. Last Friday would have been Rockies opening day at home. Season would have started last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The plan dictates that all 30 teams play games at stadium with no fans in Phoenix. So like I guess all the games would be in Arizona. I don't know how you transport everybody there while keeping them isolated though.
It sounds like the UFC thing. You guys need to chill the fuck out and wait for stuff to blow over. You're getting too crazy. That's my take. I mean,
hey,
it's just too crazy, dude. I mean, it's too. I get it, but it's too ambitious. It's too ambitious.
MLB might be easier because everybody's so far apart, but the problem is
how are they so far
getting
apart?
Them there.
They sit in a fucking dugout.
They're sitting this far apart from each other in the.
Just on the field. I'm just talking
about. If you're sitting in the middle of two dudes, I mean, you're the fucking skier. You know what I mean? Look at this. You're skiing. Like you're sitting too damn close. I'm just saying. How do you isolate that?
I don't know, dude. It just doesn't make sense to me with all the forcing. All the forcing is, and I'm a sports fan. I want to see sports just like anybody else, but that's like I said, that's why I'm trying to just everyone just either if you have money in the bank, just chill the hell out. If you don't, go get a job like me and just stack paper the rest of the year.
You know what?
The year is canceled. Stop messing around.
They say that the players would sit in the empty stand 6 feet apart.
Oh my gosh!
Instead of in the dugout.
That's so weird.
And does everyone bring their own? Everyone uses their own bat.
I think it'd be cool, man. If we can figure out the transportation without getting people, I don't know. They can have their own bubbles on the plane, on the team planes.
I don't know.
If anybody could get it done, I think the MLB because it's outdoor. Everybody's spread out in their positions. But it just sucks that it's MLB that has the best chance of doing it.
Well, let me tell you what is getting done real quick. And I think it's done in the best way that we can do right now. So the NBA is ESPN is hosting a horse tournament on Sunday with 8 players, including the Bulls' Zach LaVine and Sky's Allie Quigley. Now, check this out. So the NBA, the National Basketball Association and Players Association, and ESPN will stream a horse tournament on ESPN's app. The NBA Horse Challenge will have 8 participants. The quarterfinals are to be shown Sunday, and the semifinals and final air on April 16th. Now, here's the matchups, and here's how they're doing it. So the quarterfinal matchups are Trae Young of the Hawks and former NBA player and analysis Chauncey Billups, and then NBA great and 2020 Basketball Hall of Fame Tamika Catchings against Mike Conley Jr., and then Zach LaVine against NBA retiree and ESPN analysis Paul Pierce. Chris Paul against Allie Quigley is what that looks like. That's the quarterfinals. Now, players must call their shots before the attempt, and dunking is not allowed. The players will be isolated and competing on separate home courts to do this. What do you think about that?
And it'll air on ESPN?
Yes, the ESPN app. Yep, you got it. And the reason this is all happening, obviously, there's got to be like a why aside from just giving people entertainment. State Farm is the main presenting sponsor and will offer a prize pool exceeding more than $200,000 to charities working on the coronavirus response. The event will be pre-taped.
Huh.
So
I'm wondering how they're going to put it all together. So are they going to send separate camera crews out to each of these people's court? Is it Zoom style where their families filming? What's happening there? How is it pieced together?
It does not say. It does not.
If it's streaming on the ESPN app only, it's not on ESPN, or it is. Oh, it will stream on ESPN.
Yes.
And the app.
The app. Yep.
Let me see. No, it just says
I just see ESPN's app.
ESPN's app. I see the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's only going to be on the app. That makes me think that it'll be Zoom quality.
Right. Now, is that something that you're interested in? Is that appealing at all?
Yeah, it's kind of like the athletes playing video games. If I'm sitting around chilling, I mean, I'll click it on for a minute, but it doesn't keep me. It's not gripping television. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's not something I'm really looking forward to. It's not basketball. It's more of like a crazy exhibition that you can either make or miss. I don't think it matters that much. But here's what I thought would be cool. Dunks. I think dunks are absolutely necessary. And I think if Zach LaVine's in it, NBA, where's Aaron Gordon? Like, if dunks could have been allowed, and you could have brought Aaron Gordon. We all know how the past like dunk championships at the All-Star game have gone, and they have obviously heavily favored Gordon, and he's lost every one of them. So I think this would have been a great take to obviously continue the dunk championship from the All-Star game. I think that'd been awesome.
I don't see. That's the thing. I think I disagree with you on that. I think if they're going to make it a dunk contest, make it a dunk contest. If you're going to play horse, make it a shoot. Horse is a shooting game. Let's not. I mean, we can have a dunk contest anytime. You call it a dunk contest. Why make horse a dunk contest? It's a different game. Keep it a different game. It's already.
I don't know. Dunks are more entertaining. So yeah, I mean, I see your take on that, but for me, like mixing it up.
You already have a dunk contest. Just say we're doing a dunk contest. Oh, you're saying just throw a couple dunks in there?
Yeah, I mean, I think you should be able to throw a couple dunks in there. I mean, I know these women and the strength and awesomeness that they have. I'm sure they can dunk. Now, can they do 360s?
Let me compare this really quickly. I used to play skate, okay, back in the day. People that know skate, if you skated, if you rollerbladed, if you skateboarded, if you biked, whatever, I used to play skate. There was a kid that could do a backflip off a spine. He would be getting his ass kicked because I'd be roasting him on every technical grind you could do that he couldn't do, but he could do a backflip over a spine. So he would do that backflip, and that would get me a letter. Then he'd do another backflip, and then he'd do it as a backflip into a soul grind on the coping. I couldn't do the backflip. Then he'd do it as a backflip into a royale. I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, it would just be. So I feel like that's what it would become if you allow dunks into a horse contest. The person that's not as good shooting, but they're better dunking, they would start to rely on that as the rounds get later and as they start to get beat. And that's my comparison for you. That's what happened.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
That's why I disagree. But you asked me would that be entertaining to me? Not really. But can I tell you what has been entertaining, what continues to be entertaining to me? Are you done on that? Anything more to add?
I think that's good. Yeah.
Okay. That is the IG battles on Instagram. And they just announced a new one this Saturday, RZA versus DJ Premier.
Ooh.
And that goes down Saturday night Eastern time, or Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So 7 o'clock.
Saturday night Eastern time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But so yeah, man, that is going down. I'm excited about that.
And you said it's RZA, not Jizza, correct? RZA.
RZA
and DJ Premier. That's tight. I like it.
Yeah, dude.
That sounds like Dal's kind of battle.
Man, I'm there. I'm going to be locked in.
I think that's going to be fun, man. I'm excited about that. Also, they said they're keeping it on IG Live. We talked about that. They talked about moving platforms and monetizing, but it sounds like they are keeping it on IG Live. Is that what you saw too, Jalal?
Yeah, they're staying on IG Live as far as we know right now.
Okay, so that's where we are there. Also, a little follow-up here. They are going to continue to announce battles, they said, so just keep an eye out on Timbaland or Swiss Beats IG. And I thought this was hilarious. Mannie Fresh came out, and he was on the Breakfast Club this morning. I don't know if you guys heard this interview. Another letdown. I wish we could just play our sounds and do our normal shit. Am I ever going to quit bitching about that? Probably not. Just disappointed. But anyway, Mandy's on the Breakfast Club this morning. And I'll just kind of read you guys some quotes since obviously we don't have sound. But he thinks he should have won the beat battle versus Scott Storch. We talked about how we just thought he got roasted. Obviously, it seems like the rest of the internet thinks he got roasted.
Feels the same way.
However, Mannie pointed out that he excluded tons of his best work So I guess that's our fault, Manny.
Yeah.
No problem. Sorry you excluded a ton of your best work.
Sorry, we control your fate, Manny.
Also, he says that his reasoning for leaving out some of his strongest contenders were that he was under the impression that the battle was purely hip hop. I never heard it was a hip hop battle. I just thought it was a hit battle. I thought it was just bring your hits, bring what you do. Whoever said it was a strictly hip hop battle? That sounds like a cop out to me, Manny.
Yeah, I don't know why he would have thought that. And then you would have learned that it wasn't the case shortly after, because I think Scott Storch played a couple R&B records from the jump. Like, you would have quickly found that out that it wasn't.
Let me look. I'm looking through my man Swiss Beats the Monster on Instagram. Let me look at the flyer that he put up, because
Felby says, "Whoa, Dow, we don't want to see a Jizza battle." Jizza.
no GZA. Yeah, no doubt.
Damn, I don't see the flyer on his page, but I wanted to see if here you go, Scott Storch. Here you go. Oh my God, Manny. All you had to do is go look at the post. It says Scott Storch versus Mannie Fresh. 20 classics back to back each versus 9 p.m. Eastern. That's what the flyer says. Where do you get hip hop out of that, Manny? Now, the only thing I can't speak to, and this is why I can't stand shows like The Breakfast Club, because they're asking these fools toss-ups. They're not asking the right questions here. Why, for one, why did you think that, Manny? Why did you think that? And the only thing I can't speak to is maybe he was called by Swiss Beats or Timbaland, and that was discussed on the phone. Hey, man, it's going to be hip-hop hits. Play all your hip-hop hits. That's the only thing I could think of. Because outside of that, there's nothing put out in the public that says this is hip-hop. And Manny continues. So here's the quote from The Breakfast Club. I mean, if it's hip-hop, it's got to be hip-hop. I was told it was a hip-hop beat battle. I didn't know it was an R&B battle. I could have went harder with my choices. And he disagreed with did you guys see Swiss Beats scorecard on that battle?
Yeah, he gave Manny a little bit more than I think he should have, but
because
he scored
only
it way
won
more
by
evenly.
2. Yeah, Scott. Yeah. I think Manny had 6 W's. Scott had 8.
Yeah,
something like that.
And there was a lot of ties that weren't ties,
and there was a ton of draws. So, and dude, yeah, he gave Steel DRE at the end and backed that ass up a draw. Manny disagreed with that. He said back that ass up should have been way stronger than Steel DRE. He should have got a W off that record.
Maybe.
I think that's a draw. I think if anything, it could be a draw. I think it's all opinion. Do you like back that ass up better, or do you like Steel DRE better? They're both classics. I give it a draw. I think a draw is the right call there. They're both absolute monsters. It just, I don't know. I don't
that ass up might have had way more cultural impact. But if you're just scoring off of like what song you like,
right?
Yeah, it's a draw.
Cultural impact, but think about the impact that when Dr. Dre came back with that second album, how highly anticipated was The Chronic 2001, and for them to lead with that single, it just continued from The Chronic, dude. It just made you feel like, oh shit, this is a continuation of what The Chronic was, and The Chronic I love because of that West Coast sound that Scott played there. And so that's why I have to give it a draw. They're both so good in their own right. That was dude, Dre couldn't have come with anything less than that on that. That's what people needed and expected and wanted. I remember when that shit came out, dude, and everyone was like, yup, this is it. And then Forgot About Dre came out and everyone was like, holy shit, this album is going to be what we thought it was going to be. And maybe I'm just seeing it in a different,
Well, no, it's because you, like you said, you have that experience with it. Me, myself, I didn't have that experience of when it was coming out and all that. So I'm sure that makes it feel a little bit different than nostalgia.
Feel different. Right. Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was funny. I thought Mannie saying he didn't do enough of his hits and he thought it was strictly R&B. But then I was trying to look up, I was trying to think what is a bunch of stuff Mannie left off that he did R&B wise. But I have to go through his catalog. It doesn't matter at the moment. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. He was on Breakfast Club, still touting that he won. I think he got buried, but Trying to move. Let's go into sneakers, Dal. What do you let's start with the Super Soaker Westbrook PE, bro.
Yeah, man. Finally, so his PE is going to release, obviously, an homage to one of his favorite toys. That is the 0.3, and they're calling it the Splash Zone. And they are releasing. There's no hard release date yet in terms of to the day, but they are releasing this month, and it says it twice in here, according to Soul Collector. So this, you know what, I've never owned a Westbrook. I don't ball. I don't really wear performance-based shoes, especially performance basketball shoes. But anything that has to do with a Super Soaker water gun that literally says no batteries were required on the side, and I'm sure it has a fire-ass box, I think it's going to be incredible. I think this is going to be my first Russell Westbrook shoe that I own, and probably the only one that I'll ever own. So I think it's cool, man. I love the homage to it. It's got the original colors, the light green, the neon greens, the whites, the orange. It's got the splash.
That's
on
the box
insole.
for you right there. I don't know if you can see that. Is that showing up correctly?
Yeah.
I hope that's the box that the public's getting. I really, really do. I know he had a box that actually had a handle on it when he was walking through the tunnel.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the leaked one that everyone's
okay.
Yeah. But
So
no one knows, like you said, for sure.
Yeah, I hope that's the box because
you said there's two versions though, right?
There were, but it sounds like they have narrowed it down to just one. So if you go to Soul Collector, they've narrowed it down to one. They had two different ones as prototypes, but the one that is released to the public is on Soul Collector now, and you can see the actual images because they are via Nike.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that shoe. Again, I'm not performance. I'm not a baller. I don't do any of that, but anything that has hopefully a sick box, collector in me, the meaning behind it, because I mean, any kid in the 90s, man, if you didn't have a Super Soaker of any sort, whether it was the 50, the 100, the 1,000, whatever it was, your parents robbed your childhood. So this is a must cop for me. So I've got to have this in the collection. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Let me see here. I'm trying to find. Yeah, it just doesn't say.
Yeah, it just says this month, scheduled to release sometime this month, and that's going to be on Jordan.com. And then above it says releasing this month yet again. So, but no hard dates yet.
We do have a date on the Ben & Jerry's Dunk, though.
We do, man. We do. So you can see the Ben & Jerry's Dunk will be coming out for a public release on June 20th of this year. So get your calendars marked down. I think that's a sick shoe. Again, who knows if they're going to make a sweet box. I would probably think it's just going to be that new SB box design with the multicolor, the reds, the greens, the yellows, the primary color box. But maybe there'll be kind of a special edition, kind of like they did with the Travis Scotts. He had that special release, that special bandana box on his website versus the typical new SB box. We'll see what happens on that, but we do have an official date finally of June 20th. So mark your calendars for that, because that's a must cop. It's not a must wear for everybody, but man, if you're a collector, you want a sick concept, you want to see a concept done really well, that's gonna be a great shoe.
What are you paying resale for that one?
Resale on that one, I think for me,
because it's going to be an L. I'm going to be taking that L on the way out.
Yeah, so, for sure. And I don't know
if I want that shoe. What do I need to pop out?
Production numbers. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea. My Twitter timeline doesn't really have any idea. Typically, you can kind of gauge the production value and hype with Travis Scott, but something like this, I don't know. I don't know if they're doing 20,000 pairs. I don't know if they're doing 40,000 pairs. But for me, I think I'm comfortable right around that $400 range. If it's anything over that, which it probably will be, when they first come out, I think they'll be pretty limited, especially with skate shops by June. I don't know what type of skate shops are going to be open. I don't know what that looks like. Again, with quantity and skate shops and Corona, fuck, man, I just can't gauge this shit as well as I used to even 3 months ago. But if skate shops are closed down, then obviously Nike's going to have most of the stock, and you might have better chances then. But if it's on Sneakers app, I don't know. We know the telltale. What is it? The telltale
Telltale.
story. There you go.
Telltale signs. Telltale.
Yeah. Telltale story of Nike.com and sneakers app. You're probably going to take L's, but I think I'm comfortable in that $400 range. Anything over that, I'll probably sit it out. I'm going to be like the MLB 6 feet away in the stands.
Well, you can get a pair on StockX right now in a size 10 for a cool 2Gs.
I'm out on that.
There's only
I'm out on that.
There's only 3 pairs on there. There's a size 10 for 2Gs, a size 9.5 for 4,300, a little over $4,000, and there's a size 7 for listed up for 600,000.
Oh wow! The only celebrity that I have seen with these that have at least took a photo, no on feet or anything. Trinidad James. He is the only celebrity of any sort that I've seen that have these. Now I'm sure there's a few others. I'm sure LeBron already has them. LeBron owns half of Nike, it seems like, but Trinidad James is the only one that has really spoke on this. And again, it does have the multi laces. He didn't show the box. But again, I just foresee it being that GR SB box.
Have you seen, that's a good point. My man Ro in the chat, skate shops, backdoor kings. All skate shops, back doors are always open from Fail Beast as well. So that's been a common theme this year because dunks have been coming back with a vengeance. SB dunks, exclusive skate shop releases on, the Travises and others.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that, how does it feel to you? What do you think of all the backdooring going on with skate shops? Is it like, it's just what happens, or are you a little bit more mad? It seems like the world's a little bit more mad. It seems like the internet is anyways.
Me. So I love skate shops, and skate shops are definitely a dying business, more than they ever have been. We look at like the late 90s, even into the early 2000s. I think probably late 90s were their peak, with the loitering and just the way people did their business. Even when the internet obviously came and decimated. But I think for me, I'm more appreciative when skate shops backdoor than any other company. And the reason I say that is because skate shops, dude, it is really hard to make it in the skate shop world. It is, these small mom and pop skate shops, they're paying probably 6 to 8 months in advance for however many shoes that Nike allows the quantity of them to have. So they're fronting all this money. And for them to survive, and, you got to think how many decks are really skate shops really selling out of their doors every day. So for them to get a hot item like this and be able to backdoor and charge a premium, and whatever that premium is that they decide, that they're already in debt from paying 6 to 8 months to get the fucking shoe anyways, to order those shoes. If that's what it takes for a skate shop to survive in bad economic times that we are in, that will continue to be in, that will be in worse shape in the future, I don't mind skate shops doing it than any other. Like regular boutiques, even though the concept is the same, it's really hard for boutiques to survive, these small mom pop shops. But my problem is like these bigger ones, the Kiths and the Kith does so much backdoor. I guess I just bring them up for now. I have a problem with them, but I don't have a problem with skate shops because I know the struggle and the small mom and pop feel of a skate shop. And for them, also, it's a skate shoe. And I think they have a little bit more play to be able to do cool stuff with that. Now, I don't think that you should have to do necessarily a kickflip to be able to buy the shoe, but I think,
But what you're telling me is it's okay for them to charge exponentially more, and those people are going to pay resale for them, and that's going to be all the pairs. But you're not saying you shouldn't have to do a kickflip. It's the same fucking hoops. You have more money, or you can do the kickflip.
I'd rather them to have
jumping
more
through
money.
hoops either way. You can't just stand in line and cop the shoe. I can't just go because I like the shoe and buy it. I can't just go wait in line or do a raffle system or anything else. I don't even have a chance because I don't skateboard and I don't know someone that's there, and I can't do a kickflip.
For sure. No, I think it's the money thing for me. I think they can make interesting ways of getting the shoe. Now, I don't think that means skate for it. That was what some shops have done. I think the raffling system is great. I think getting that nostalgia of, because everybody has a chance with a raffle, you know, they're going to backdoor no matter what any company does. But for skate shops, it's more of a survival thing. And that's why maybe I'm more okay with the backdooring. And I know that's going to happen. I know these small mom and pop skate shops are really important to me. I love still going by a local skate shop and grabbing a deck, grabbing a set of trucks, grabbing a set of wheels, and trying to support local. Robin and I do very, very good with like restaurants and businesses. So for me, if it takes backdooring for a skate shop to survive, that's what makes me okay with it. Fuck everything else. So I am more okay with a skate shop backdooring to ensure that skate shop sticks around. That's my
I
agree.
see both sides. They're
Do
all
what you got to do to survive right now.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what everybody's saying.
Yeah, there's all sides. I see all sides. I'm just trying to look at it from every angle and see both sides, from the skate shop saying, if you don't skate, F you, you're not even getting close over here. And then I see the public just being like, you guys are just egomaniacs getting something nice for the first time in a long time. And now you're trying to flex on everyone and show how big your dick is, you know? So I get that too. I feel both sides. I really do. Because those people are pissed off that they have no shot.
The kickflip thing is stupid though. It's like that doesn't do anything for you. If it's a survival thing and you're doing it to pay your bills, then yeah, I can kind of understand that. But making people do a kickflip, like half of the people that are buying the shoe don't skateboard. So they shouldn't have less access to the shoe just because they don't skate.
Is a great point by Philly Mayor. It's not okay if they're backdooring and they're charging money to buy raffle tickets. Just backdoor.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
that's insane. Fair. And that's
just scamming.
Isn't that what's happening in certain instances?
I can't be too sure. It makes common sense that that is probably happening, but I'm not totally for sure on that.
The homie Six are in the chat. Skate shops, come on, fellas. They only have about 10 to 12 pairs for the most part. Also, the main problem is 1 to 2 dirty skate shops unloading 10 out of 20 pairs to consignment in places like NYC. And he also says never pay for a raffle. Pairs were already allocated.
Yep. I agree with that. Totally. Danny
for people
B
that aren't up on with skate shops, it's good advice.
Yeah. Danny B says, Dal, break out your dead stock airwalks. I actually have a pair.
The dead stock walks.
The dead stock walks. How about this pair?
Dang, you had those like right there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's great being in my man cave, dude. I can grab anything.
I thought he was gonna have to go run to find these. This dude, he just pulls them out like they're sitting right next to him.
I know.
Check out the bottoms, even with the sticker.
Yeah,
even with the sticker, fool. But yeah, these are the actual pigeon airwalks. So this was a staple airwalk collab.
Oh, dang.
Which is super sick. But dead stock. I think I actually bought these with the homie franchise back at ThriftCon. Maybe.
You did. Yeah.
Speaking of ThriftCon, they're coming back to Denver. They were just in Florida, I think, the end of February, and had a great show. Mario and his team did a great thing with ThriftCon, but it sounds like they are bringing the event back to the convention center and in the end of May. And I'm like, ooh, fool, I don't know if that's happening, man. End of May. I think we're
no crowds like that at the end of May.
I think we're getting a little aggressive, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they'll extend that to maybe August. And franchise, Jalal, I'd love to go to ThriftCon with you fools.
Yeah, do we definitely? Those guys are killing it. I wish I would have been able to go to that LA one. I bet you there was so much dope shit.
For sure.
Yeah, let's get our hazmat suits on deck.
No,
hey, Dal, did you get a shipping confirmation for the Travis Scott? It seems it's shipping from LA, so it seems like Travis Scott or Cactus Jack Enterprises is an essential business, or somebody's sneaking out to the warehouse to get all the orders out.
Dude, no, Just Incredible got his last week, and he's like, dude, you got yours yet? I don't even know what the fuck I ordered. I went back to the order, and it doesn't tell me what's in my order, so I don't even. I think
right. It just says a total. I'm looking at it right now. I got a shipment, and it left the warehouse, so I should have a hoodie here in a few days.
When did you get it? The shipping notification.
The email. Let me see.
I haven't seen.
I got it Monday, so this week.
Damn it, man! I don't know what's up. I think I bought two things though. I might have bought the wheels and maybe a hoodie, but I didn't buy the Nike hoodie. I bought the actual Travis Scott hoodie. I don't even know. I spent $140.
But you don't know what you got?
I don't even know what about.
Misha says he got his.
Misha got his. Damn it.
Yeah. So I'm sure they're working on it.
Uh-oh.
You'll probably get yours soon.
Travis
Or
Scott
you'll
stole
get
my
your
money.
confirmation.
Let's make a video franchise. Travis Scott stole my money. I think that'll get us at least more than 1,000 views. Travis Scott stole my money.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Speaking, let's see. You just copped a pair of shoes, right, Dal?
I did actually. Yeah, you guys are both gonna have to look this one up. I mean, I guess no, I can't. Yeah, I can't really show you on camera here. But for anybody who wants to look it up here, so Bodega just came out with a new collab with Saucony. And man, Saucony was a company that I wore a lot, man. New Balance and Saucony is what and then Air Maxes of sorts, usually the Air Max 1, never the 90s necessarily. But those three shoes are kind of what I grew up on and was wearing until obviously the Boost scene came up. So they just did a new collab. And, for me, I couldn't even get my size. But Bodega and Saucony collabs, if you look at the history, they've always done really good with reselling and always having a value. And so for me, I bought this shoe because I want to see it. It looks like the materials are stupid excellent, and the color is cool. The concept is semi cool, but my true to size is 10. I had to get a 9.5 because that's all that was available. But it's called the Saucony Bodega Grid Azura. That's Azura 2000. And in quotes, it's called the Ever Ready. So to me, it almost looks a little bit of hiking influenced, but they've got a lot of great colors. It's predominantly gray upper. They've got like some brown laces with some 3M hits. They've got some like infrared pink. They've got some speckled blacks. They've got some brown outsole. So a lot of neutrality with the color, but then they'll mix it up with some purples in there. They've also got some neon greens. It looks like a cool shoe. And if we know anything about Bodega's last release, like No Bad Days, which were the New Balance, the materials were super great, super cool, super epic. And they obviously have some pretty high resale. Now, do I expect the resale to be as high on a Saucony as a New Balance? No, I don't. But Saucony and Bodega collabs in the past, like I said, have done really, really well. And they're really limited in terms of production. So I did go ahead and pick up a 9.5. It actually just shipped while we're on the cast. So we should have that by Thursday's cast. I'm excited to show it to you fools and kind of see something different. It's not your typical Boost. It's not your typical Nike. Mixing up the collection. I don't plan on keeping this one because it's not my size. I'll try it on real quick just to make sure. But yeah, I'll have a 9.5. So if anybody's interested, anybody needs it, anybody missed out and is interested in this collab, I think it's going to be awesome. Bodega, like I said, they bring the heat when they collab with any company. So I think it's going to be an awesome, awesome shoe. It retailed, I believe, for $140. And yeah, I'm happy to have it. They were also doing free shipping on Saturday when they came out. So should be a comfy shoe. Material should be great. Pricing was good, and yeah, excited to show you fools.
Nice. Philly Mayor, what did you guys think of the Lapstone and Hammer Saucony collab?
Go ahead if you
not my style. Materials were incredible, but not my style of shoe.
I am exactly the same way.
Yeah.
That shit looked like a goddamn moccasin. And the materials, I cannot argue the thought, the concept behind it. The outsole was atrocious, like this trail weird outsole, the moccasin look, the fold overs. I like the lace locks, and I like their homage to obviously Nike using the lace locks, specifically the Jordans. So conceptually, probably one of the better conceptual shoes this year that we've seen and that we will see. That being said, the style on those are awful. It is not a shoe that I would be proud to wear. It's not a shoe that I would want to flaunt to wear. I think it's an ugly shoe. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I thought the materials were awesome. It's just not, I don't have anything like that in my collection. I wouldn't, I don't even have a Saucony in my collection. It's just not my style of stuff. So that's all. Right. Everyone has their own stuff. You know what I mean? It's just not my kind of, not my silo.
That is true.
I'm trying to see if there's anything we missed in the chat before we get out of here today. Or did you have anything more you want to hit on, Dow?
No, man. I think I'm good.
No. Yeah, I'm all good.
Cool. I was just looking through the that's what I thought that was good from Philly Mayor. Just finishing up on the MLB stuff. from before. He said that TTF, no way MLB players want to play regular season out in the Cactus League fields in Arizona summer where it gets 120. Players would not be able to play 9 innings. I lived in Arizona for 5 years. I didn't even think of that. It's not like they're indoor out there. Didn't think of that at all. That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's hot as hell out there, dude.
Yeah, I think the bigger hurdle than the coronavirus stuff is actually getting players to get on
to
board
agree to all this.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't see many players doing that.
Right. And then you're trying to have have seven inning games, or you're trying to have a shortened don't mess with the game. Don't start the regular season and start messing with the game and then have the stuff count for real. Like, don't do that.
Yeah. There's going to be a huge asterisk next to the season if they do it like this.
It's just weird. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense at all.
Did we get all the super chats?
Let me see.
I can't remember if we did the rest of those last two.
No. Dal, can we get a bathroom tour that you don't clean? $2 from Con Lee.
Oh man, I clean bathrooms like a son of a bitch, especially now with this quarantine. I got nothing but time. My bathroom actually looks really nice, the one that I frequent. So yeah, if you want a tour, I think we can manage that at some point.
Anachoff said documentary now on Netflix, at least the bowling, for $2. Thank you, bro. Documentary Now is a comedy series that pays homage to the world's best known documentaries. Each adopts a different style of nonfiction. So I'm putting that in my notes right now. Right. Let's check that out as well. What was the one from earlier that I was writing down? Barry. That's what it was. Barry. I'm going to check that one out too when I get a chance. Let's see about this. Garrett, Fox and TMZ are teaming up for an hour-long special on Monday about what really went down with Joe Exotic and the Tiger King using never-before-seen footage. That 15 minutes is ticking. I think what would you say, Garrett? They're on minute 12? They're about minute 12 of that 15?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's or are they extended it? Is this like, oh, shit, they hit 15. We're there at 17 now. They're at 17 and counting. It's like John and Kate plus 8 or one of those.
That shows. Bonus episode might be, they're trying to reach for some extra time.
Well, you would think that Netflix would have all that shit under wraps. You think their contracts would be so airtight that Fox and TMZ wouldn't be able to swoop in on that. You would think they would own all of that shit. Netflix gives everyone the bag, is what we always hear. They don't get. They give you the bag and they don't buy all the content. What's going on here?
Sounds
Doesn't
weird.
make sense.
No,
I would have had those fools wrapped up for years.
I
would have had those fools wrapped up like Carol Baskin's husband in some plastic.
True.
Go ahead.
Philby says, "You fools hit on Supreme, or do we need Springsteen back?"
Oh, we need Steen, guy.
Yeah, we need Steen. I tried to get one of those motion. The drop of the day was obviously the motion beanies, the motion hoodies. They were loaded on the site and they were gone within seconds. So the bots ate. Dallas took the L. Who cares? You know what? I didn't even really want it. I probably would have just bought it to resell it. Supreme has been subpar last couple of weeks. I've been out, so hopefully
Dallas,
they'll mix it up.
This is the time for you to learn how to work a bot. This is the perfect time for you to start cooking.
Dow, you got the money to invest. You got the time to invest. Dow, what's going on?
God, yeah, I could be all the investor, and then we could make Robin, because Robin's stupid smart with computers. So we'd have her run the bots. We'd have her start cooking.
Or Ochido bot.
we could get Ochido bot. I haven't heard from him. What the fuck is that fool doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's back at work.
The virus happened. He's gone out.
Yo, it's so funny. By the end of the episode's franchise, the room gets so dark. It's like you're just in the dark.
There. What about now? How does it look
better.
now?
That's good.
All right. Now the blinds are on full open now. Full send. Everyone can just see in. No, I'm just kidding. On the top floor, so no one can see in. No one can see shit. I can see everything. I'm the king. I'm the ruler of this palace. It is tight, though. I sit up here and drink my coffee in the morning. I watch all these people walking their dogs, picking their ass, picking their nose, doing all this bullshit, and just watching everyone from above. It's kind of cool.
That doesn't sound very Corona friendly.
What,
Picking
me?
the nose and no, them picking their
Oh,
nose,
yeah,
picking
yeah.
their butts. That doesn't sound
Oh,
very Corona.
They're not at all.
No, not at all.
They're not at all. Did you see? I'll finish with this Philly Mayor. Did you see the new uniforms? The Falcons new uniforms.
Yeah, dude, they're absolutely atrocious, dude. Those big numbers, man, those are some of the worst outfits I've ever seen. They remind me of the XFL. They should be in the XFL with those outfits. They're bad.
I didn't see the. He said that the Carolina Panthers had a super funny troll. I'll have to go check that out on Twitter.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I thought my homie's a big Falcons fan. He posted about it on. He was like, "Oh yeah, these are the greatest." Blah 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 blah. I think these are fire and all this stuff. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? This looks like some Any Given Sunday shit.
That's what I'm saying. The XFL, like from the original, or yeah, the Any Given Sunday, Jamie Foxx launching the ball.
Tell me,
those are awful.
Tell me, Matt Ryan standing right there doesn't look like fucking Paul Crew from The Longest Yard. Adam Sandler.
Dude, I just
That's
watched
what they
that
did
2 nights ago.
He looks like Paul Crew.
In the video.
Oh my god. Mean machine.
I think we got to walk off on that. Paul Crew.
Damn.
Paul Crew ass uniforms.
Fair enough,
bro. Good talking to you, fellas. No, the show's not canceled. We're continuing to do the show. It's going to be 2 days a week until I get a job. Once I get a job, where we work out the schedule, we're still going to try to bring it to you once a week if we can. I don't know what, like, even if, we're going to do what we can, I mean, I don't know. Like, I know if you start working Jalal, if you start doing other shit, you can't do it, understandable. Like, if we can do it, we can do it,
Yeah.
I think we're going to start unboxing cards. That's the latest hype.
There's so many different things you can do on YouTube. We were talking about making kids content. We were talking about making, dude, there's so many things you can do on YouTube in general with this channel, with our channel, but with other channels, we can do a ton of shit. So just always thinking about that. But yeah, thanks, fellas. Thanks for sliding through. Thank you to everybody in the chat today. It came through in the super chat. Appreciate you guys as always, adding topics of conversation, adding your input and opinions as well.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they had some great conversation with some shoes and shit. I couldn't keep up with what they were doing. So yeah, the community is strong with you fools, and we appreciate you, man. So yeah, and I miss you guys. I miss hanging out with you guys, man. Shit.
You know what though, T-Mobile, please don't leave us once a week at least. You know what though, with this, that if nothing else, that this coronavirus, this has allowed us to know that we could do the cast this way. If we did it this way, like at least we can do it this way. If we don't have anyone to produce, if we don't have anyone to whatever the circumstance may be, this could be a last resort and it'll always work. You know what I mean? If that taught us nothing else. So
for sure.
When one of you fools is in Vegas, all that,
right?
You can just check in via Zoom. Like, it'll work.
It's definitely it's good. Oh, my aunts, great news. You make my days better. Thanks, fellas.
Dang.
Appreciate you. My Aunt Berta always looking out.
Hey, Aunt Berta, thanks again for that guacamole, man. That guacamole was
Dale,
fire.
I think you left that in the fridge at the studio.
That
there might be some shepherd's pie in there though.
That container of that guac, because I ate all of it, but there might be some residue, and that guac probably has the Rona for sure.
My aunt said the audio went dead. It was probably your AirPods, just like everybody else in the chat that said the audio went dead, and then they're like, "Oh, I checked myself. It was just my headphone went out." Or maybe the audio did go dead. Let's see if anyone can end the stream right this time. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Can you end it, Jalal?
Yeah, I got it. So whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah, we're good. All right, fools. We'll chop it up with you fools on Thursday. We'll be back. No, Monday.
Right.
Monday. I thought you knew the days.
I thought I knew the days. I don't still know the days. Go ahead and end it. Jesus.
Peace, y'all.
Later.
Gratitude.